We're here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show for Monday, April the 4th, 2022. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome welcome all to the channel today where we try to talk about, or desperately try to talk about the stock market in plain English. And occasionally the old man rants. Okay, I get it. How you guys doing? Hope you had an okay weekend. Hope you took care of yourselves and you're healthy and you're not getting ill out there and watching yourself. I wasn't feeling very good Saturday morning. I tell you, I woke up Saturday morning and I had a headache and didn't feel good in the tummy for a bit, and then it was terrible. But then a few hours later, I took a Tylenol or whatever it was, an Aleve or whatever it was, and then about 4 hours later, I was back to my pathetic self. Survived, and the rest of the weekend was fine. And I thought to myself Saturday morning, "Oh, there, you got it. See, now you have it." whatever the ailment is, oh, well, that's what it is. That's it. Got to be it. But no, breathing fine. Back to my normal. We're good. So nope. Guess I don't have it. You just wonder out there. What is it? What's the problem? Gotta say, for Thursday night and Friday night, my God, I was active. Was with you folks on Thursday. Went out Thursday evening with Jennifer and I. Went out with our daughter and had dinner with her and spent some time with her, which is great. And then on Friday, did my thing with you Friday, and then Friday evening we went out again, and this time we went to our daughter's boyfriend's place and hung out with those guys, and they had the backyard fire going and just whatever. And it's interesting because when you become as old as I am, and I hate it. I hate being this age, 66. Hate it. Hate. Did I say I hate it? You're in the room. You're in the house with 15, 20 people. And you look around the room and you realize, number one, you're the oldest. You and Jen are the oldest. And we're now the people that I remember when I used to go to, say, a friend's house back in the 80s. In the 80s, Jen and I would go out. Someone would have a backyard barbecue or whatever. And, meet up at someone's house, and you look around the room, and then, oh, here comes so-and-so's parents. So-and-so's parents are coming. And those parents are the parents of the host, and they've been invited in and welcome with open arms. All of us we're happy to have them. And I would usually end up talking to the dad. I'd usually talk to the dad, and the mom would kind of circulate the room with the child and all that. We were all in our 30s and our 20s and our 30s at the time, and but these folks would come in and they'd be there for like an hour and a half, and then they'd move on and they'd leave, and they'd be gone by about 9 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night. They're gone, and I thought to myself, we're those people. Now it's us, but we didn't leave at 9 o'clock. We did stick around to 10:30. And we checked with our daughter later, so the next morning, how long did it go? Because now we ask, how long did you guys keep on going? And she said, it was all over by midnight. We're all bagged out. But Mom, Dad, we're all tired too. But you look around the room going, oh my God, I'm the oldest. Oh, things have changed. So anyway, Saturday morning, I woke up. I wasn't feeling good. I don't drink alcohol, and I don't partake in stimulants, and I felt like crap, and I thought, oh man, are you out of shape? Oh boy, you are out of shape from everything. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. You're like way off, and I'm now able to do what I do here, work my butt off 5 days a week doing my shows, and then weekend consultations perhaps, or make a class or whatever I'm doing. And that's about it. And the idea of going out to a gathering of people and chatting, well, that's too much for me. I thought to myself, oh man, are you going downhill? Oh man, you are losing it. It's unbelievable. Anyway, what I found kind of interesting was my daughter sent me a message on the weekend. I think it was the weekend, and she said she was reflecting Friday night as well. She too was thinking about the evening, Friday evening when we came over, and she said, it's kind of cool, Dad, is that you're the oldest guy in the room by far, um, and you're a YouTuber, and you have two channels. You're a social media kind of person, and you engage with people around the world. You do what you love doing. You talk about what you love to talk about, and you're the most satisfied person in a career in the room. Everyone else in this room, we're just getting by, or we're doing what we got to do, and some of us are passionate, some of us are not. But you're the coolest guy in the room, as far as she's concerned. You're the coolest guy. You're the hippest. You're on social media as a host on social media. The rest of us, we just watch you, and we watch our other favorite channels, but you're Uncle Bruce, and you're cool. I don't strive for that necessarily, but I find that kind of funny that I'm surrounded by 30 somethings, a bunch of 30 somethings, and these kids, some of these kids are master's degree holders from university. They've done well for themselves, generally speaking. I was in a room with a number of overachievers, I should say, and when I say they were just getting by economically, that's not true. They're doing quite all right. Our daughter's doing really well, but it was kind of neat to see that. And my daughter said to Jennifer, she said, "I don't know anybody else. I mean, I can't think of anyone else that says that Mom and I are going to get in a plane. We're going to go to London. We're going to go to Europe, to the UK for a few weeks, travel up to Scotland. Then we're going to come back to London, do a meet and greet with the fans. Then they're going to go to Amsterdam for like a week, 5 days, and do a meet and greet in Amsterdam if they can pull it off. Visit some relatives in Germany, and then hang out in Zurich for a month. Hang out in Switzerland for a month. She said, I don't know anybody who does that. I don't know anyone anywhere that talks like that and then does it. I don't. Just my dad, my mom and dad do that. That's how cool they are. And I thought, well, I guess when you step back a little bit, you kind of look around, you go, oh yeah, I don't know anybody else either. I don't know anyone else that does it. The only people I know that I I envy them, and I'm proud of them, and I see myself in them, is they're a younger version of Jennifer and I by 30 years, and that's Kara and Nate. Kara and Nate, with their YouTube channel, they travel the world, and their mission 7 years ago, was to visit 100 countries in like a 2-3 year time frame. Is how it turned out to be. It turned out to be 2-3 years to visit 100 countries around the world, and they documented it. And at the very beginning, they were flat broke. They had money, but they were playing it really close to the vest. And they used points they had from credit cards that they built up, and they went out and traveled. And they stayed in Airbnb accommodations, and they were thin. They were thin, and their YouTube channel wasn't even monetized when they went on the road. They weren't even monetized. They were nervous that if they turned on their channel to the monetization level, that their viewers would abandon them because they weren't pure anymore. This is the old YouTube from almost a decade ago until about 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago. If you monetized yourself, you were like selling out. That was the word. You were selling out. What they did, though, was because they did monetize and they produced such a beautiful product, their videos just got better and better every week. They attracted a following, and the following, with the advertising revenue and so on, and then sponsorship opportunities, allowed them to do more traveling to make it even more exciting for those of us who are stuck at home watching these two. And one fed the other, actually. And so now today, they're financially very successful. They're still the two most pure people on YouTube, other than myself. I mean, come on. But they're just wonderful, and they've been traveling the last 2 years now in a van across the U.S. But they're dying to travel by air because that's what they love to do. They love to go to. If they go to Thailand, if they can go to Indonesia, if they can go to Singapore, to Australia, if they could go to Italy, that's what they'd rather do. They don't mind living out of two suitcases. And so anyway, I look at them and go, wow, if Jennifer and I were in our 30s right now, and watching what these two are doing, we'd be doing exactly the same thing. Absolutely, in a heartbeat, I would want to do that. Two 30 something, they're now 33 years old, 32, 33 years old. They started in their late 20s, no kids. And so they're off you go, and keep going. I just say keep going. And they do such great work, and they've expanded out, and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing when you become more and more successful in your craft. And they paid their dues, and they stayed in some pretty crappy places early on, and survived. And here they are, fantastic. Anyway, so I watched them, and I love watching them. So I watched them this weekend. I was watching this weekend some videos of theirs over the last number of years, because if I want to know, what's it like to travel in Singapore? What's it like to go to Singapore? I'll just go to Kara Nate's channel, hit the search button on their little title there at their homepage, and just type in Singapore. All the videos from Singapore that they made pop up. And they do what tourists do. And I'm going, I'm a tourist. And I've never been to Singapore, so let's see what that's about. And they toured that airport over there, the world's #1 most popular airport. That's something I would like to see. And there you go. And then I want to know, what's it like in New Zealand? Kara Nate, New Zealand. Boom, there it is. They rented an RV, and they traveled New Zealand. They did the same thing in Australia. Love these guys. I get to use them as reference because I trust them. I know the highs and lows that they've gone through because they share it. And it's just fantastic. I absolutely love it. Jennifer and I had a taste of travel back in 99, 2000, back when we had been on the island in the Cayman Islands for a couple of years. And we ended up traveling with our daughter for almost a year on the road. And that was a really interesting perspective. The days before YouTube. This is before there was a real YouTube channel that, we could have monetized it. We could have filmed it like crazy. We could have, but then that wouldn't been the same trip, because this was a trip that we took from the island to the U.S. to like from Florida to New York to London, throughout the UK and back, and it was not meant to be a YouTube thing, but I saw, and I now know, going back now in memory, going, wow, that what you guys did then would have been an interesting YouTube adventure to take the viewers with us, because I can imagine that at that time, we were in our early 40s, there would have been a lot of people in our age group going, wow, that's interesting, traveling with an 11-year-old, 12-year-old. That this isn't like a 1-year-old baby that you can just go wherever, and preschooler, no big deal. It's a big deal for the mom and dad taking a preschooler around, but taking an 11, 12-year-old, you got to keep this kid entertained. You this is a different person. This isn't a baby in a stroller sleeping and eating and dumping and sleeping and eating. No. This is an active person that you can't you don't want to screw this person up for the rest of their lives with a really rotten experience. So that was that would have been a unique adventure, but now we're the empty nesters. And so, we're going to Europe, and we're going to go to Switzerland, and we're going to Amsterdam. And I would like to, and I'm already beginning to plot a trip for Jennifer and I this fall, for hopefully, I'm hoping September, October, November. I'm working on Jennifer on this one. This could be a 3-month adventure down under to New Zealand, Australia, Bali, Singapore region. Get a little bit of South Asia, and get down under. and end up in California in December, just end up in Palm Desert and just continue on from there. That's all in here. It's all spinning, all spinning. And YouTube it with us. And I have two channels, the travel channel and this channel, to do my market work and my travel reporting. And so we'll see how it all works out. We're scheming. At least I'm scheming. But I was thinking about this, going, yeah, but Friday night, all you did Friday night was you went to this house, and we're in the backyard for maybe 20 minutes outside. And it got too cold. The sun set, and it got too cool. They had the fire going, but it was too cold. Back inside the house, sitting around talking and laughing and just telling stories. And then we got home around 11. And within 20 minutes, we're in bed. We're exhausted, and I felt terrible on Saturday morning, just the worst. And I'm asking myself, from what? What did you do? I don't know. I don't know. But I recovered. I needed naps during the day Saturday to do that. And then yesterday, I had a wonderful day yesterday, just sitting in front of here, watching the channel and looking at YouTube, and then watching videos and going on to Expedia.com and exploring. And here we are. And so life goes on. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. I'll tell you. I have to say, watching YouTubers do what they do, there's obviously, as you have to know, there's all kinds of them. There's a lot of YouTubers where, I get to watch what they do and say to myself, well, I'm not doing that. Oh, that's not me. The Jen and I can't do that. Okay, that's out. Okay. But I got to tell you, I don't see very many YouTubers in our age group traveling like as YouTubers. It just doesn't exist. The YouTube travelers are in their 20s and their 30s. And why not? You're out of school. You can travel the world and be paid to do it if you have a following of YouTube, a YouTube family. Why wouldn't I want to have done that if I were in my 20s, to travel the world and be paid to do it by my followers? Yeah, hello, absolutely. But now at this age, I'm thinking, if you were to do YouTube videos at your age, you're targeting the audience in your age group, for sort of mid 40s to mid 70s. And I'm thinking, well, there's hundreds of millions of those. And I'm thinking there's a whole bunch of those folks who with the dough, because, they made money on the house. The kids are gone now. Dad worked, mom worked. These are the folks who can travel. Some of them will want to follow you and see what's going on. The trick of it is to be able to do this, is to be able to do the financial thing at the same time. And I see it working from Europe, no problem, because this show would start in the afternoon over there. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with, and I'm wondering about, is how do I do this show from New Zealand? How do I do this show from Singapore? How do I do that? My hours are going to be all fouled up. I don't know. So I got to work on that. Stay tuned for more. In the meantime, what's going on in the world? I'm looking at the Dow up 6 points. Am I right? Yeah, it's up. I think it's up 60 points or 6. I can't read it properly. It's not doing great. We're up 5 points. We're up 7.5 on the S&P. We're up 44 on Nasdaq. And when I say it's not doing great, I don't mean it's bad, because if it was bad, we'd be down 500 points, 800 points. Well, we're not. We're up 5 points on the Dow. So it's not doing bad. It's just not. It's not telling us anything. That's really what it is. And when I say the Dow, and I use the word "it" for the Dow, I'm being disingenuous, because look, the Dow Jones Industrial Index is made up of 30 stocks, and those 30 stocks trade up and down all the time, and they trade in the pre-market like we are at the moment, and they're made up of people who are trading these stocks. I mean, that's how these indexes are created. The S&P 500 is 500 companies. The Nasdaq is 100 companies. And so in many cases, the Dow 30, the S&P, and the Nasdaq are made up of the same 30 stocks from the Dow, the 500 from the S&P, and then 100 Nasdaq. many similarities here, but it's a collection of different stocks to make up different indexes. And I'm looking at this market going, it doesn't know what to do. And that is what I'm getting at. The market doesn't know what to do this morning. It's not moving up. It's not moving down. It's just sitting there. And the market is looking for what we call direction. You hear these terms on these channels and other YouTube guys and girls. You'll hear the fancy words that I'm generally not using. But one of the words they use is not a very complicated word. It's called direction. And the market is not giving us a direction at the moment. That's true, because the market's made up of people, and people around the world are going, I'm not sure if the market should go up or down, because you go down if there's bad news coming economically, and you go up if there's good news coming economically. And we're all going, well, what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? Well, I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? We're in this zone. We had the big sell-off in December, January. We had a recovery to a degree in February, March. Now we're in April, and we're going, where are we going now? We've had a war in Ukraine. The country was not completely taken over in 5 days by the Russians, contrary to popular belief. And the Russians now are repositioning and leaving behind some real nasty little surprises, which ought to tell anyone out there, any other country neighboring Russia, hey, you think you may want to join NATO? You think it might not be a bad idea to be on the NATO side of things? Because if you're not part of NATO and the Russians think that your territory belongs to Mother Russia, look what they're doing to Ukraine right now. You want that action? How many Ukrainians actually want to go back to their home country for the next 5 years? What a mess this is going to be, and the atrocities left behind. Oh my God, this is really pathetic. And how do you hold anyone accountable? It's really unbelievable. In any event, that is going on. That is ongoing. It's week 5, week 6 continues to go on. Markets are not falling out of bed. Okay, well, what about inflation? We've been talking about inflation now for 6 months. We're at 6, 7, 8% inflation, and the market is not it's not crashing. Oh, okay. Well, what about interest rates then? Because if you have high inflation, you have to have higher interest rates, and that will stop inflation. But that could cause a recession. That could be bad for the markets, and the markets aren't crashing because of that either. Well, what will it take? What is it going to take for these markets to tank? What's it going to take? It's amazing. Keep in mind, we also had a pandemic. We have supply chain problems. We have other countries creating crap, and yet the market doesn't go down. Because at the end of the day, we are all, in one way or another, like it or not, we are slaves to money. It's all about the money. It's nothing personal. It's business. We're all addicted to business. Tell you another little story this weekend. This happened to me yesterday, and it happened to me on Friday night too, but yesterday again. I had to get out of the house to go and get some cola because we were running low on cola. And Jen gave me a little list of, if you're going to the superstore, get this and get that. So I went to the superstore. Now, those of you who don't know, here in Canada, we have a number of grocery chains that dominate the country, similar to probably where you guys are in USA and maybe other countries. The grocery business has become the land of the mega retail outlets. The mom and pop corner shops, they don't exist anymore. There's very, very little of that left, obviously. Well, here where I am in my friend's house, they live in an area that in the last 20 years has exploded all around here, maybe 30 years. Calgary, where we are, this area down here in Calgary, 30 years ago was bald prairie. There were cows here. There were ranches. here. Well, now there are subdivisions, and with brand new subdivisions come all the brand new technology of a modern city. So you've got all the power lines are mostly buried here. You don't see telephone poles everywhere anymore. You have boulevards for the main drags. You have cul-de-sacs for the neighborhoods and twisty, windy roads that, you get lost in these neighborhoods, you're done for. Thank God for GPS systems. But the retail sector has now been designated along certain corridors. And this real estate is now cordoned off for retail only, which is guaranteed to negate and restrict and eliminate the mom and pop stores, because the real estate corridors are now so restricted that the only shops that can survive are chain stores, are franchises, and mega grocery stores. And so I go 2 miles away here to this retail area, and there's all the big retail grocery stores. There's this one, there's this one, they're all 3, 4 of them. There they are. They are the dominant grocery stores, and within a mile and a half, there they all are. It is so closed up that there's no way a mom and pop corner store can open up half a mile away from any of these guys, because they can't get a permit from the city of Calgary to open up there. It's not allowed. The land is all owned by massive land holding mega corporations that lease the land to these businesses. And there's no way that 3 giant grocery stores going to allow mom and pop to open up a little grocery store over there. That isn't going to happen. And so we as consumers are forced to go to what's available. And to me, I walk into a Safeway or to another store, it's all the same. It's just the same. The layout is the same. Deli over there, bakery over there, pharmacy over there. It's all the same. The products are all the same. You can buy Coca-Cola at any of the stores. You can buy Pepsi at any of the stores. There's their house brands, but it's all the same. I go into the superstore, and it's like hell on earth. Hectic, generic, assembly line, really impersonal, and just not enjoyable. It is very impressive to go into a huge grocery store to see tens of thousands of items for sale. This is logistically amazing. That I give it. Technological achievement, operational achievement, supply chain logistics beyond and above, all the brands that they make. It is really something. But as a personal, do you enjoy it? Oh, God, no. Oh, God, you hate it. But at the end of the day, did I get what I wanted? Yeah, I got what I wanted. But it took me 15 minutes to check out. That's the Achilles heel of real retail in North America. The Achilles heel. How many of you go to a Costco and have to wait 10, 15 minutes to get out? Unless you're there on a Tuesday afternoon when it's kind of quiet. You work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. When do you have to go grocery shopping? In the evening, you're dead tired. Saturdays or Sundays. And trying to find a parking spot, trying to get a shopping cart, trying to meander your way around the store, get to the checkout, and just stand there and wait to give them your money. Isn't that the most frustrating thing in the world? To stand there and then you have to wait to give them your money? It is so frustrating. And I don't yet see the answer to the solution. They talk about, it's going to be like the Amazon store. You're just going to go in and you're going to scan it on your phone and you pay for it, and now you can leave. I don't see this. I don't see this happening. No. way too many ways to for the retailer to be taken advantage of, or for the crafty the crafty kleptomaniac to get stuff out of there. No, it's ridiculous. So you have to either get in line for the self checkout, which is what I did, or get in line for the checkout. And this store had 20 checkouts, all open, all 20 checkouts. It wasn't like they had 500 customers waiting to pay and only 5 checkouts. They had all the checkouts going, but there were 6 carts behind each one. The carts are loaded up on Sunday afternoons. There are families who do their shopping once a week, or the Sunday after payday is when they do their shopping. This is April the 3rd. They got paid at the end of the month. Yeah, this is the time of the month where you do the big grocery purchase. And so I lined up in the self-checkout, and there were 6 of those with one person handling them. And I need help. I need help how to do it. Not every time, but many a time. I bought 1 white onion. Jennifer wanted 1 onion. How do you do this? No code. Where's the button? Well, there's this button with a question mark on it. I'm going, yeah. So that's the one I have to do now. Like each system is different, and you're just kind of going, why doesn't it just say no barcode question mark? Why did you put that in there? No barcode? Oh yeah, no barcode. Then but no, just a question mark. Okay, but again, I get it. The 35-year-old, the 25-year-old, the 15-year-old, the 5-year-old, they are fearless. I'm looking at this going, I just don't want to overpay. What am I doing wrong? And now you have to buy bags. You have to buy bags to take your crap out of the store. And of course, if you're doing what I'm doing, which is buying 2-liter bottles of Diet Cola, you need a bag. And I keep forgetting. I always forget to bring a bag from home. Always forget. Always. Can't get it through this thick skull. Bring your own damn bag. So you're buying bags. They used to be 5 cents each. You remember that? They actually once used to be 2 cents each. Then they went to 5 cents each. Now they're 10 cents each for a plastic bag. And they still hand out plastic bags, which is my mind blower. Why aren't you handing out paper bags? Biodegradable paper bags. How is it that you're allowed to sell me a plastic bag for a dime? Like, don't we have a plastics problem everywhere? But anyway, there it is. Bought the stuff and came home. I was so glad to get out of there. I was so glad. But the pressure doesn't leave when you walk out the store. Now you got to go through the parking lot and get out of the parking lot. Then you got to drive out of that area with street lights everywhere and cop cars everywhere with their flashers on. They're pulling people over for violations everywhere. And I'm just going, this is not fun. This is like I'm entering a militarized zone to go grocery shopping, and I have to worry about overeager cops writing tickets for you didn't indicate a left turn, or the most ridiculous stuff. Not saying that they didn't pull over speeders and all that. I get it. But oh my God, it's not fun. It's just not fun. And I can just see the faces of all the other shoppers. No one is smiling. Nobody is smiling anywhere. What a miserable exercise to go through. Absolute misery. And I had a flashback going back to the 1960s. And I thought I'd share this with you. Of course, if you've been here a few years, if you've been here for a while, my father owned a music store. My mother had a dress shop. My dad's music store in downtown Kitchener, Ontario, 3 stores over, was a delicatessen, Fiedler's Delicatessen, German outfit. You walk in the door of the delicatessen. Those of you who are old enough to know, you walk in the door of a delicatessen or a butcher shop, and you go, "Oh yeah, that unmistakable odor of a delicatessen with the salamis and the bolognas and the liverwurst and the garlic sausage and the veal and the oh my God, every time. And then in the corner of the deli were all the fresh buns that the local baker was supplying to this deli on a daily basis. So you're buying buns and breads, and then you're buying the imported from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, all the imported other stuff, the mustards, the horseradishes, the spices for your foods and all this sort of stuff. And so I would go. I remember going in with my father. It was always kind of neat to go in with Dad because Dad loved the cold cuts. In German, you call it Aufschnitt, open cuts, open cuts. And so he would point at, want to get, in those days, it was half a pound or a pound, a quarter pound, whatever. Now it's grams, but in any event, he'd go, I'll take a half a pound of the Black Forest ham. And they would grab the big giant thing of Black Forest and they would slice it on the slicer. And they say, is that good? No, I'd get a little more. Yeah, that's good. Because he'd want like a 2-inch whack of this stuff. Because 3 kids, mom and dad, hey, everybody gets one slice of Black Forest ham on a piece of rye bread. That stuff's disappearing fast. So yeah, he'd buy a pound of that. Then beer sausage, and then this, and then that, and he knew what he liked. With my mother, she was far more surgical, far more precision, and she would have her favorites, and she'd get this and that. Those stores are gone. Those stores are gone, and fewer and fewer of your giant grocery stores have any kind of a deli department where you can pick and choose. And if you do go into a deli department today at an Albertsons or a Safeway or a Publix, I will bet you they have maybe 12 selections of meats that you can choose from, that where they'll hand carve it for you, maybe 12. But in the deli that I remember, there were like 50 different sausages and meats that you could buy by the slice. I mean, it took 20 minutes, but it was a delight because the owner of the store or the employees of the store knew their customers, and the customers knew each other. It was so much more social. Today, it's a factory. It's get them in, get them out, and it is so depressing. Of course, bakeries. When's the last time you went to a bakery to get a loaf of bread? When's the last time you went to a bakery when's the last time you recall that every week you used to go to a bakery, or twice a week you would go to a bakery? Those days are gone. The food business is completely gone generic and industrial, and we now have to trust in brands as our daily intake of food and whatnot. And to a degree, it's great. Yeah, in some degrees, it's great. But in other areas, it's so depressing, and it is so dehumanizing, because I feel like I'm now becoming like the cow. The cow is herded onto a truck, slaughtered, cut apart, chopped up, put up for sale, and then we go in and buy these chunks, eat, and that's it. and you ask, how was dinner? Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, dinner was okay. Was dinner spectacular? No, not unless you put the time into it, because it's now all pre-made, pre-packaged, pre-spiced, pre-everything, and it's just such a downer. Dinner at home, it's not the same anymore. But it's the new world in which we live. Welcome to the Western world, kids. And we're never going back. I can't see it happening. I really wonder. Anyway, Bruce is just going on. We got, I think we have 22 minutes to go before we open, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think we have 20 minutes to go before we open. We're up 175 on the GameStop shares, 166.75. I got the Dow now down 45 points. Direction, we got something. S&P is up 1/4 point. NASDAQ is up 19. Crude oil up $3 a barrel to 102. What's going to happen today and this week is the question on everybody's mind. I say to you out there, if you are option writers, this could be a very good week for you. A very good week. I just think selling into strength is what you want to do. And on GameStop in particular, I see 125 a share as a future price for the stock this week. I sense it. I don't see 225 a share. The surprises have come and gone. We already got the surprise about Ryan Cohen buying stock in the open market. We got the surprise of the stock split. It's all there. It's all been given. Sell on the news. Now it's There's no more surprises that I can sense. We have 84,500 or 84,900 traded in the pre-market on GameStop. That stock isn't going anywhere with that. Yeah, it's up 169 right now because the pre-market is so thin that somebody buying 5,000 shares can move this thing $1 a share. That's just the pre-market. We need 1 million an hour. We're going to need 1 million shares an hour to come in here, and that's minimum probably 2 million an hour to get a 12, 13 million share day to hold these prices. And I don't know if that's coming. I don't know if that's coming. Other pre-market quotes. Let's just take a look at our faves here. The stocks that used to be SPACs, Rocket Lab, RKLB, up 11 cents in the pre-market to 803. SoFi is up a penny to 934. We got Matterport down a nickel to 819. 23andMe is up, looks like about a nickel, trying to be up 4 or 5 cents. 401. Spire at 213, looks like it's up 9 cents. We keep waiting for Spire to break out. It broke the $2 barrier last week or two, but it just can't get away from it. It just goes up to 210, 20 and box off and goes and backs off. ATIP waiting for it to move. 198 right now, up a nickel. Can't seem to get to 2 and hold it. Hopefully this is going to happen and then get away from here. Smart Rent 533. This is all around its all-time low trading range here. Ridiculous. Sextera 1220 down 13 cents. One day it'll be up 50 cents. The next day it'll be down 30. Then it'll be up 20, down 40, up 50, down 20. It just hangs around this 12-ish, 1150 to 1250 range, which is okay. I mean, it came out at 10, but it's not catching any fever anywhere. Apple down 3 cents. I think we're going lower in Apple because of Shanghai. I think just to kind of bring it back for a second, China. Okay, there's talk today about, oh, the Chinese stocks are doing great. Look at the China stocks. It looks like they might be able to make an agreement with the SEC regarding reporting requirements. Don't believe it. Nightmare coming for any investor getting into Chinese stocks. You may have a sense that there's problems there. The China problem isn't necessarily a reporting problem. That's really not the biggest problem. The biggest problem with China's stocks and Chinese-run companies, ADRs that are listed in the United States or whatever you're trading to play the China market, the problem with the China investment is who is running the company and whom owns the actual shares, and within the entity's affairs, whom is paid how much and how for the company to be allowed to be in business in Greater China. What many of you sense, but you can't prove it, is going on over there is if you want to be an Uber kind of a company in China, you have to be licensed by the government. You have to be licensed by every state or territory or community or town or village you're in or city. And that means bribes. You want to get the license to operate an Uber type company, you have to be blessed from the top, the absolute top of the hierarchy in Beijing. And then you have to make sure you take care of all the officials all the way down, because that is the system over there. It is embedded. You can't find in any financials for any publicly traded company in China, you cannot find the details of the payoffs and to who gets them. You will not find the payoffs to the military officials, the secret police, the police, town officials, council members, licensing officers, inspectors. It is so embedded and is so buried into the system over there that if you were ever able to talk to a businessman who is there about their, their practices, the individual cannot talk to you about it because that individual may find that they're under house arrest very quickly for, talking too much. And if you're an inquirer about this sort of stuff, you are a spy. I mean, you're not like an investigative journalist. You're a spy, and so you're in jail. Um, you talk to a former Chinese national who's now out of the country and who will never go back. Well, if they don't have any relatives back at home, they might talk to you. But if they have any distant relatives back home, they will not talk to you about what's really going on because those distant relatives will now have all kinds of problems in their lives. Their kids just can't get into school, can't get into college. No advancement possibilities for a whole bunch of people with a certain last name because they're connected to. So it is such a closed shop. Terror. It is so terrorizing, so terror-filled. You're never going to get the scoop. And if you want to invest in Chinese stocks, you have to basically believe in the fact that the corporation can make money over and above the cost of being in business. And the cost of being in business has to do with a percentage of gross that goes to bribes, payoffs, licensing fees, whatever you want to, whatever nice little term you want to give it, little, whatever permit acquisition charges, whatever you want, lobbying costs, what you pick the little name you want to give it. But you're not investing in pure business over there. You're investing in an entity that has a guaranteed closed shop. There is a YouTuber. There is a this. There is a that. There is a that. There are 25 YouTube companies, or there aren't 25 Uber companies in China. There's one. There aren't 15 versions of KFC in China. There's one. There's McDonald's and Burger King, and but you're not going to be able to open up a McDonald's type competitive restaurant within a block of a McDonald's in China. No. So it's business, but it's kind of a orchestrated business arrangement, and yet they call it free enterprise, and these stocks are listed on the exchange, and you can buy them all you want. And buyer beware. I just don't think this can pass the smell test. But then again, what the hell do I know? China is China. Russia is Russia. Good Lord Almighty, is Russia a mess? I just heard this morning Exxon is talking about discontinuing a $4 billion oil and gas partnership thing in Siberia. And the word is that they may have to write off the entire $4 billion in one shot, according to U.S. financial regulators. They can't write off 10%. It may be a massive. The whole thing is lost out. There's some real problems over there, and it's only going to get worse. In any event, that is that. There's a lot going on here that we've got to watch for, as always. And welcome to the world at large. Crude right now is 102.56, up 329. There is no shortage. There is fuel everywhere. Canada is more than happy to bring another 1 million barrels a day to the USA if the USA would like it. If the US regulators and Canadian regulators can have a little chat to, without political interference, allow the oil to flow, and as long as environmentalists can't seek injunctions to stop the movement of oil, it would happen. What I find, again, really disappointing, but not surprising to me, is in Canada and in the USA right now, there are governments who are seeking to suspend taxation, royalty taxes on fuel to make it easier for the consumer to buy it, which, again, is the complete opposite of what you have to do to reduce greenhouse emissions and encourage people to operate in a far more efficient manner. There is no drive, there is no political upside in many, many jurisdictions of North America for any politician to be on the, well, we should reduce our greenhouse emissions thing. The F-150 philosophy is the F-150, the rifle, and the Constitution are all one. And in Canada, it's freedom of rights, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, as we call it, the F-150, and the right to whatever. And I want to buy my unleaded at $2 a gallon. And if I get 14 miles to the gallon, tough. And there it is. And let someone else worry about the climate problem. Interestingly, last week, this happened in Canada. I don't know if you know this in the US, those of you who are watching, because most of you are Americans. And those of you in Europe, you'll be interested to hear this. The government of Canada last week did not make any adjustments and alterations to legislation that kicked in on April the 1st, whereby in Canada, the price of gasoline has gone up as of April the 1st with a new additional tax on gasoline at the pump. It is a carbon tax. In Canada, the federal government introduced a carbon tax schedule about 4 or 5 years ago. And every year, the carbon taxation goes up. And so gasoline was supposed to go up 2.4 cents a liter on 4 to 5 days ago, which is equal to something like 10 cents a gallon US for a gallon of gas. But while that is happening, the government of Canada, to sell the deal to Canadians, the way they sold this deal 4 or 5 years ago was, well, we're going to charge a higher price per liter on fuel. Every year we're going to raise it till, I think it's $50 a ton now on carbon. I think it's going to go up to $100 a ton eventually. But Canadians individually, depending on where you live in the country, will receive a carbon, how do I call it? It's a check, it's a payoff. All taxpayers of Canada will receive a rebate, will receive money. So those who use most of the fuel will, of course, be paying most of the tax because they're buying most of the fuel, which means truckers, by the way. So a trucker getting 300 gallons, 150 on this tank, 150 gallons on that tank, 300 gallons will be paying, $30 a tank more in gas tax now versus last year, and another 30 next year, and another 30 the year after that. I mean, eventually the trucker will be paying $120 per fill up more for the fuel to burn it off to deliver our groceries and all of our furniture and all of our baby diapers and everything else. And we will pay that through higher prices at the retail level because it gets passed on. But we get a check, you see, in back, and it's like $1,000 a person per year in return. So the government is saying if you don't burn the fuel, you get $1,000. You see, it's not going to cost you anything. The fact that your grocery bill is going up 8% a year every year, and you go to the IKEA store, you pay more, and you go to your Michael's craft store and you pay more, and you go to any business that brings merchandise in, like Best Buy, anything you want to buy, you pay more. And if you order online through Amazon or Spotify or Shopify, whoever, you pay more. But here's $1,000, and so you don't pay more, you see. But the government is collecting this gobs of money, just gobs of cash, because they're addicted to the oil business. They're addicted to the sale of fuel. They say they're trying to get us to reduce using it, but they're raising the prices and then handing money to people to offset it. And right now, in certain provinces in Canada, in certain states in the United States, they're rescinding or suspending gasoline taxes at the pump to make it easier for American families and Canadian families to get by. because these people want to get reelected and they don't want to be the one who gets pointed at. No, you increased my pump price by 20 cents a gallon. I'm gonna vote you out. There you go. And so we find ways to keep using this stuff, burning it, which is what we burn it. The thing people forget is you pump it into your gas tank and then it goes into your engine where there are spark plugs that ignite the fuel and burn it. And out of your tailpipe comes the smoke, which we don't see anymore because they've put additives in, chemicals, which I'm sure are not cancer causing chemicals, that will hide the smoke appearance out of a tailpipe. So if you're in a long line of cars at your fast food restaurant or at Starbucks, you don't notice the smoke coming out of the car in front of you, the truck in front of you, because we have put additives in the fuel to make the smoke come out as pure, like air. It's disguised. Now, if we had on those heat-seeking glasses, those lenses that would show what's coming off, we would be appalled because we're sitting in these things, inhaling this stuff. We're breathing it in, no matter what you think. Even inside your pretty little car with your filter systems, you're breathing in these microchemicals all the time. And if we're on the highway, what do you think? If there's no air, no wind, it just sits there. If there's a wind from left to right, the smoke is blowing off over there. Yeah, you think you're not inhaling it. We are. And so we're surrounded by cancer-causing chemicals that we continue to produce and enhance and perfect, and goes into and now we have government helping us to keep buying it. And yet we're supposed to save our planet. Absolutely. We are a laughingstock of a species. We are an absolute laughingstock of a species. But most of us do this. Well, what am I supposed to do? That's what we do. We go, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? And we see someone who lives off the grid, or we hear about someone who lives in a school bus that they've converted with solar panels and they live on BLM land, and we snicker at these people. And we go, well, those kooks, those hippies, and they existed in the 60s and the 70s and 80s, not that they had solar panels so much, but today's modern day boondockers out there who are totally self-reliant, all they need is a place to dump their sewage into regulated sewage dumps, get fresh water, and producing solar energy into lithium batteries. These are the advanced species of our planet, and they make up 1/100th of 1% of the world, and we snicker at them. And the rest of us are in suburbia just doing what we do. And what can I say? I'm not mad at you. I'm just telling you the way it is. After 40 years, 50 years, after being 16 years of age and vowing that, like with all the other 15 and 16, 17-year-olds, when we grow up, we're going to change the world. Watch us change the world. We haven't changed anything. We're still doing it. It's unbelievable. Anyway, China, avoid China. Getting back to China, avoid investing in China. Welcome to the show. Mr. Happy is here. Hope you're happy. We're about to open up in a couple of minutes. We know Larry Titus can't ring the bells this morning because he's still in jury duty. I think he's got 2 weeks to go. I know he's counting the days until he gets out of this thing. God bless him. But thank you, all of you who are here. It's great you're here. Great to see us. Great to see you. And all I can say is it's another day in paradise. And what can I tell you? I guess at the end of the day, you ask yourself, well, where else should I live? I'm in a Western country. We have, fairly good law and order scenarios. Couldn't it be worse? Yes, it could be worse. And on our television sets every day, on our YouTube videos every day, there are images that we would rather not be part of in certain parts of the world. And so we thank our lucky stars where we are, and our families are safe, and our kids are okay, and our grandkids are growing up. And so there you go. And I can tell you, I sound just like my dad. And I am certain that if my grandfather had been around when I was older, when I was a teenager, had he been alive, he would have been. I'd be talking like him too. I'm sure we talk like our parents and our grandparents. We are grateful for what we have. We know it can be better, and we do the best with what we got. And here we are. And so there you go, kids. Welcome to the show, and welcome to the world as we know it. Right now, I've got the Dow off 13 points with a minute to go before we start trading, and S&P up 6, and Nasdaq is up. I think we're open now. Yep, we got John. I'm not Larry Titus. Hitting the bells. In your honor, Larry, absolutely. Thank you guys for nailing those start bells. We are up and trading now, and you don't have to listen to my rant so much anymore, which might be a good thing for a bunch of you. I don't know. Thank you all for tolerating me and hanging out. By the way, thanks to those of you who are becoming subscribers of this channel. Those of you who are members, great to have you here. As always, nice to see you. And welcome to the party, pal. We're about to start this thing off. I'm showing a drop of 88 on the Dow to kind of get things going. Rocket Lab up 15. SoFi looks like it's up 15. GameStop at 167.46, up 246. Now 166.58, up 157. AMC's up 29 cents. Hycroft Mining down 8. Matterport up a penny. 23andMe up 7. Spire up a penny. ATIP up 5 cents, maybe 3 cents. Looks like 3 cents. We're up 6 on SmartRent, 3 on Cyxtera. Pfizer up 14. Robinhood up 2 cents. Vanik up 48. Home Depot down 63. IBM down 41 cents. Microsoft up 91 cents. Apple up 31 cents. Goldman down 70. Cisco down 31. Facebook up 238. Amazon up $10. Tesla up $3. Google up $10. Early first indications of trades. Welcome all of you to the channel today, and let's see how it's going. We're going. Woohoo! Said Jason. SoFi with the jump right before the open. Sorry, I didn't know you were here. Number 154 is here. Thank you, those of you who are throwing me thumbs ups already and letting me know what number you are this morning. Thank you, guys. There's 424 of you here now, and we already have 154 thumbs up. So if you can hit that button, help me out. That would be great. Give the channel a little more momentum with YouTube. Thank you. At the moment, down 85 on the Dow Jones, down 3 points on S&P, up 28 on Nasdaq. Oil up $3.40 a barrel to 102.67. Cheers to all of you around the world. The old caffeine-free Diet Coke. Gotta say, I bought these 2-liter bottles yesterday. They're coming out at $1.45 for a 2-liter bottle. Canadian, $1.45. That is $1.10 American. My U.S. friends, I know for a fact there is no damn way you guys are buying Coca-Cola branded soda in your grocery stores for $1.10 US. None of you get that price unless there's a massive one-off sale for a few days. And even then, I bet you can't find it because it's out of stock. How many places in the US is cola about $2 for a 2-liter bottle or more? $1.45 a bottle up here. I don't know how they make money. I don't know how they make money at that price. And they're the grocery store. How many you want? I couldn't believe there must have been 50 bottles of caffeine free available, and 100 diets, and then 200 of the regular. They keep refilling it. $1.45 a bottle. I don't understand it. I'm not complaining, just wondering how they do it. Down $1, down 132 points on the Dow. Rocket Lab up 8 cents to $8. SoFi $9.55 up 22. Go SoFi. GameStop down 247 to 162.53. Not much of a rally this morning. To start the day, did hit 168.11, now 162-ish. AMC down 22 cents. Hycroft down 6 cents. Matterport up 4 to 8.28. ME up 3.8 cents to 399.8. ME, come on, go through 4 and just go, will you? Spire's unchanged at 204. ATIP up 4 at 197. SmartRent up 12 cents to 530. Cyxtera up 24 cents to $12.56. Pfizer's negative 51.48 and likely will go lower. There you go. Our early morning, first thing in the morning indications of what is happening here on these markets. I'm just kind of curious whether or not I can find this other quote. See if it pops up over here on my machine. Here we go. Here's my machine. Yeah. Twitter 47.62 up 831 here, up 21%. It's been trading between 47.50 roughly and 49.77. Elon Musk now owns 9-point-something% of this company. No idea if there's real upside here. The high for Twitter in the last 52 weeks, 73.34. Talk about a dump off. This is under $40 on Friday night. I would avoid Twitter. Absolutely avoid the company. If you were thinking that, Elon getting involved, this thing's going to go. No, it's not. I don't think so. There could be more problems for Twitter than solutions because as someone as controversial as Elon Musk with the problems he's having with the SEC, I don't think Twitter needs this as part of their little world. They don't need this in their family. They have enough issues with federal communications stuff, and now throw in Elon with his SEC problems. I don't know if that's really where you want to go, but the world's richest man can buy what he wants, and so he is. That's all I know. That's what it is. 163.96 on GameStop. He did not, Elon Musk, he did not buy 10% of GameStop. Or let's put it this way, not yet. Don't know if he ever will. Will he ever become a shareholder of the company? I don't see why he would. I could be wrong, but I don't think he will. Anyway, welcome to the show. I need a coffee break, says Duncan. 960 on SoFi, up 27 cents. Okay, please don't stop now on 2 million volume. Get through 10, 11, and 12, and then we'll talk some more. Rocket Lab 808 on 183,000. We're up 16 cents. GameStop down $1.20. Volume so far 325,000 shares. AMC at 22.93, down 37 cents. 3 million on the opening salvo here. Boy, Highcraft Mining 5.5 million, 205.9, down a dime. 205.9. Matterport 840 up 16 cents. Volume 356,000. ME broke 4 again, 401.5. It's up 5.5 cents. Volume on ME 137,000. Spire 204.5. Holding 204.5, up 1 penny now. 205 now, up a penny. 39,600 volume. Oh my gosh. ATIP 196 a share, up 3 cents. 17,000 shares traded. And Smart Rent up 12 cents on 35,000 volume. Cyxtera up 12.50 a share, up 23, 7,000 shares traded. People ask me now from time to time, you guys are asking me, hey, are you going to find some more SPACs that we should take a look at? Are there any more SPACs that you like that you think we should get into? Because what you're asking me for is, Bruce, honestly, can you tell us a SPAC either that is like $1.50 now, $2, $3 that just got shellacked that we should buy that we could really run up? Or can you find a SPAC that's $8 to $10 a share, or $12 a share, that we buy it and they vend in, it's going to go to 2025? Can you please give us a lottery ticket winner on a SPAC? And my answer is no. I cannot give you any new SPAC investments to give you because I don't trust the SEC. Sorry, but I don't trust these guys. Why don't I trust them? Because I am of the belief that in the next year, we're going to continually get new legislation proposed by the SEC, new rules proposed by the SEC to really make it difficult for SEC, for SPAC entities to succeed. I mean, they'll be able to sell stock to the public at $10 a share. Yep. The money will go in trust. Yep. No problem with any of that. They'll then be allowed to go shopping. Yeah, they'll try to find a private company to have them, take them over. That's where the easiness ends. After that, it's a living nightmare. And what I sense is happening is the SEC is subtly working along with their pals on Wall Street, where the investment bankers are going, if we do an IPO for these guys, we do a lot of due diligence with these companies, and we go to the public with a full-blown prospectus with a disclosure of all their affairs and all their activities. And we don't come out with pie in the sky, valuations. We raise money for these guys at a seed level, and then we help them with their reorganization of becoming from a private company to become a public company, and we guide them on getting investor relations people in there. We make sure they hire securities lawyers that they need to adhere to all the securities rules of a publicly traded company, so that every 13 weeks when they have to report, they'll be able to report their financial affairs properly. And then we do maybe a second round of financing to beef them up, and then we do the road show, the show and tell. We do the presentation to all of these mutual funds and pension funds and ETFs, institutional investors, and then we do a financing round, and we do an IPO. We file for an IPO, and we raise money at $40, $50 a share, $20 a share, whatever per share, and raise them several $100 million on top of the millions we've raised them already, and then we bring the market out to the New York Exchange or NASDAQ. And in an orderly fashion, we organize the pre-market, and then we allow the shares to trade with the public, and everybody is protected, and everything is great, and everything is disclosed, and there's nothing to worry about. Why should there be SPACs? Because SPACs are just a speculator's dream, as all those are. I mean, these companies go public at $10 a share, and these people buy into these $10 a share things, and the private company comes along, and they don't tell anybody anything of who they are, what they do, what they're going to do, blah blah blah. And any projections we get are just pie in the sky projections. And they come out with these these pipe financing things, 200 million, 400 million, 500 million additional dollars. They vend in themselves into the private company, take the thing over, and by the time it's all said and done, 85 to 90% of all the stock is held by the insiders of the private company that's not public, and the public, and then the pipe financiers hold the other 15%. And we think that's wrong. We think it's much better that instead of people getting in at $10 a share, what they really should be doing is they should get in to our IPOs. Because by the time we bring the IPO to the public, this is so much more of a legitimate company. I mean, we brought out like really great public companies in the last little while, like winner after winner, chicken dinner. I mean, when we brought out, like, you remember we brought out Coinbase? We brought Coinbase out at like, it started trading at like, $390 a share, $333 and all that. It's $192 now, but that's because of a correction. There's nothing wrong with that Coinbase deal. That's just a correction. It's okay. That Airbnb thing we brought out, when we brought that thing out, yeah, it did go to $212 a share, like really good. It wasn't underwritten anywhere near that, but we know it's 174 now, but that's a correction. That's not a bad issuance, or that the public got ripped off at the high, buying it at the all-time high. The fact that DoorDash, went to 250, whatever, and it's trading at 126, that's just a market correction. These aren't overpriced deals. No, we're the good guys. These SPACs that come out at $10, we don't think investors should be speculating on the ground floor like that. We think they should be speculating by the time we take it public. And you know, yeah, we did buy stock at $10 for our favorite clients, and we did fund them with another bunch of dough at $20 a share. Yeah, we sold it on the IPO at 45 in the open market. Yeah. And it opened at 90. Yeah. Went to 150. Yeah. But that 150 stock was good quality stock. That was we highly investigated the company, and we had our analysts do analytical reports on it. And we were calling it to go to 200. So, I mean, really, the investor buying at 150 really was getting all the goods on what the company was going to do and what it was all about and what the potential was. These investors in these SPACs at $10, they're just buying into like what might happen someday. I mean, they're getting ripped off here. We shouldn't allow those deals. And so the SEC is buying into this big time, and it's becoming more and more difficult for any private company to even think about going public. It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And I think out of the 600 SPACs that have yet to find a private company to vend in, I think a bunch of these guys aren't going to find one. The 2-year window will come up and they will not find a suitable candidate, and they will have to fold shop, and they will have to refund their money back to their investors and delist these entities and collapse them. And the funders, the guys who funded these things, which is we know these entrepreneurs who these guys are, they're going to lose millions, just millions and millions of dollars. But you know what I find interesting is the Rocket Labs of the world, the SoFis, the Matterports, the ME, Spire, ATIP, SmartRun, Sixterra. These companies used to be SPACs once, aren't SPACs anymore. They're out of the SPAC surveillance thing that the SEC has set up. They're long past that crap. The gate was closed behind those guys to new joiners. They're out in the pasture now. And if Rocket Lab finds a private company that is part of the satellite business, and they like what they see, Rocket Lab has something very important they can offer a private group, or SoFi can do the same, or Matterport, or any of these guys. They have something really important they can offer. Become part of a public company and become a public entity yourself through us. We'll just buy you out. We'll buy you out with cash and stock, and you're now part of a public corporation. And over the next 3, 4, 5 years, all of your employees and you senior management of these companies, you're now part of the public markets at ground floor. We're not vending you in at 150 a share. We're vending you in at 8, 10, 11, 12. Welcome to the party, pal. You're part of us at the ground floor. I think this is great. I think this gives our former SPACs way more street cred than a SPAC that hasn't found a deal yet. Because if you're a SPAC with $300 million in the trust account at a law office, and you think you can raise another 100 or 200 million through pipe financing, you got another thing coming, thinking that you're going to be able to get your deal approved by the SEC. It could take 2 years. You're not getting any help from Wall Street. Wall Street isn't going to help because there's nothing in it for them. And why would a Wall Street analyst cover your stock if the firm that the analyst works for didn't make any commissions on the deal? So I see new future SPACs having real trouble, where existing SPACs or former SPACs that are no longer SPAC, they have passed a huge hurdle to move forward and go ahead and do business. And I think that's upside for those of you who own shares in former SPACs. They're no longer restricted like these new ones are. And so that's why I'm not bringing to your attention a new SPAC of the week. I'm not bringing you a new SPAC of the week. I cannot bring you a SPAC and say, oh yeah, you should buy into this $10, $12, $20 stock because they're vending this company in and they produce blah, 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 and it's going to be great. Because I can't tell you what write-offs the SEC is going to force these companies to admit to or carry on their books going forward. I can't help you there. I don't want to subject you to ridiculous oversight that just is crushing the stockholders. The SEC is not protecting shareholders; they are destroying shareholders. That's what they're doing. They call it protection. We're just trying to get everybody to disclose equally what they're doing and what they're. Yeah. Sure you are. Yeah, I understand. Millions of dollars in legals have been absorbed by almost every company that was once a SPAC. The legals that all these companies have had to pay are just astronomical. Had they known when they were private companies that they would have to cough up the kind of money that they have now coughed up to become public, they would never have done it. They would never have wanted any part of it. They would, and had they realized the regulations and the restrictions placed on them, they would never have gone public, never in a million years. So the only way to go public now is to become part of an existing SPAC and join a former SPAC, become part of an existing public company. And that gives the SoFis of this world and the Rocket Labs and the Matterports and the MEs a huge leg up on any SPAC out there. It has just eliminated all kinds of competition for our former SPACs to become larger companies, because our companies can now just do straight stock arranged deals or combination of debt, securities, cash to take over whatever companies they want to go with, because they know no SPAC can outbid them, because there's no SPAC that can guarantee that it'll be a year or less that this thing will get done. Could take 2 years of crap at the SEC and tens of millions of legals. Where now SoFi and Rocket Lab, Matterport, ME, Spire, ATIP, they can go to private corporations and say, why don't we team up together? And we have all this money in the bank. We have this ability to raise cash. We can also issue you stock for, half your company is paper, half your company is money. Why don't you become part of our public company? And you're public in 90 days. Like we can get this done in the next 90 days. Spire has already proven it through their acquisitions. Now Rocket Lab is proving it with their multiple acquisitions. SoFi is proving it with their multiple acquisitions that they have put together, and more coming. These guys are going to grow by acquisition, and they're going to have a field day because the competition has disappeared. 600 SPACs out there that could have been competitors to all of our SPACs, our former SPACs, aren't in the game anymore. There might only be 60 out of 600 that'll be able to make a deal. I feel it coming that 500 SPACs are going to disappear in the next year and a half because they can't do their deal. It'll be next to impossible to get their deal done. And the deals that they could do will be so crappy that you as an investor will go, I don't think I want to buy into this. No, I'll wait for the stock to go to 50 cents and then I'll buy into it. But even then, there's no guarantee that there's any success. I don't know. We'll just see what's going on. No more SPACs. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway. Beach Boy, a few questions Beach Boy has for me. Uncle Bruce, if you please, is TWTR getting delisted? Where's Henry? Why is there a crooked lamp behind you? Beach Boy, you're watching too many movies on pay-per-view because you're just into so many conspiracy theories here. These aren't real, okay? There's no lamp behind me. There's a ring lamp in front of me. See that? There's that. But there's no lamp behind me. That's all backdrop. You see, I am still in Creston, in my living room in Creston, British Columbia. And you think I'm in Calgary, and you think I'm going to Europe, and you think I might do this, but whatever you're putting in your coffee or tea, the stimulants that you're adding might be a little too strong for you, and you may want to consult a friend. I don't know. I'm just, you just got to, it's okay, kids. It's all right. Does anyone think of writing covered calls on SoFi? I would not recommend that at the moment in time. At this moment in time, I would not recommend writing covered calls on SoFi. Only because I believe that $7-something price we saw, what was that low there? $7.74. I think that $7.74 low price we saw is pretty safe. And the upside from here to 12 to 14, I think is kind of safe to assume that we're headed there rather than the other direction. I don't think you want to be writing $11 or $12 covered calls on SoFi because you might be stuck with rollover scenarios. Not that you can't do rollovers, but writing 15s, you're not going to get a lot of money for writing 15s. You are, after all, 5.28 out of the money on a 9.72 stock. You are writing way out of the money, but I wouldn't recommend it. But you can, if you want to, write calls. You're up 40 cents on the stock right now, 9.73. Yay. The $10 mark is next. The $11 mark is beyond that. The $12 mark is beyond that. Now, of course, we get $11, $12 in the bin here on this thing. You know what's going to happen now? People are going to talk about 15 as the next target. So there you go. But eventually you will be writing calls on SoFi. Yes, you will eventually. I just hope it's at a much higher level. Matterport, same thing. Come on, baby. 842, up 18. Let's go from here, please. Why is ME under $4 again? 393. What's with that? 394. That's ridiculous. Spire 204.9, not going anywhere. ATIP at 193, not going anywhere. Smart Rent's up a quarter, but boy, it owes us 542. That is 5 below anything reasonable. 6 up 1260, up 28 cents. Look at the Pfizer, down 97 cents on the Pfizer today. Gee, I wonder who I know has written some calls on that. Look at that going down. Isn't that amazing? I would suspect that there are people out there who've written calls on Pfizer who are going to be looking at opportunities to buy back calls at a very nice low price, because it might even go below 50 the way this is going. Isn't that interesting? Just saying, there are issues out there on drug companies from time to time. They fluctuate, and Pfizer went too far too fast, but this is surprising to see it doing this. Interesting. IBM down 36 cents, Home Depot up 251, Microsoft holding gains up at 423, at 313. That means writing 315s could be in play. Apple 177 up $3. Surprising to see that. I'm surprised to see Apple doing as well as it is, but that means writing 180s might be the plan here. Goldman down 153, just isn't enjoying the upside of these others. It did get to 325. It's now 328, still down a bit. Cisco down 27 cents. Facebook up 680. Amazon up $52. Tesla down $1. Google up $57. Bed Bath Beyond up 80 cents to 23.64. BlackBerry up a dime to 6.85. Royal Caribbean down 80 cents, 82.86, a little overpriced. JP Morgan up 18, Costco down 38 cents, Walmart down 29, Nvidia up 469, and Twitter up 807 to 47.38. Had been higher. I think Twitter got as high as 49.77, now 47, backing off. It might in the next few days go back to where it came from. I will not recommend any trades on Twitter. I'd avoid this. You're on your own if you do anything there. American Airlines down 30 cents to 17.94. Storms this weekend causing all kinds of havoc out of Florida and the East Coast for travel. Lots of cancellations and delays. What a mess. The airlines just can't catch a break no matter where they work. Moderna down $4 to 172. Looks like the health industry stocks are under pressure today. The Dow down 27 points, now down 31. It's been trying to come back from a loss, still just below the break even. We've got S&P up 15. We've got NASDAQ up 152. So NASDAQ is moving up, as you can see, with Microsoft and Apple in particular, Google, Amazon. But the Dow had been lower, now down 33. Trying to come back as well. GameStop 160.105, down 395. this news came out about the stock split Thursday night. Friday, the stock dropped from those pre-market and post-market surges to 204. We're at 161, down 381 on GameStop. It's yelling at me that it's going to go lower. We've already touched 159.51 here. 862,000. Where is the volume? It is in GameStop. The low of the day, 159.51. The high, 168.11. 161.19 right now, down 381. AMC down 47 cents. And Hycroft Mining down 18 to 198. It got to 350. Then it did a lot of trading at 310, 320, 330. And it did a ton of trading between $2.50 and $3. It's now 198.50, down 17 cents. Hycroft Mining, volume of 9.9 million. By now, last week at the height, we'd be at 50 million traded. This is over. This is done for. AMC is reflecting exactly what it should be reflecting. I'm amazed it's even above 20 a share. GameStop 163. We're going back to 125. Just going back to 125. That's my hunch. Matterport up 23 to 847. ME at 393. Spire 204. HIP 193. Smart Rent 550 up 32. Cyxtera 1262 up 30. Pfizer 5076 down 81 cents. Okay. Dow's down 44. There you go. Let's see. Lame duck, not happy, but still loves me. Bruce, you're 0 for 8 on SPACs. I'm down 11 grand on a SPAC, still making money on writing covered calls. Still love you. If they ever go up, I'll be a dollar heir. Yeah. Well, let's hope so. I like these companies. I like the businesses they're in, but you got to have patience. There's no doubt about it, but you got to average down to take advantage of it. Nicholas, I want to wait until that level as well. Getting bored and have an average of 13. Let's see here. Splair TV, Uncle Bruce, do you think it'll be harder as well to bring a new stock to the markets? Because I have a company idea that I'd like to take public after 5 or 10 years. I'm noticing already. That the IPO market is very, very weak right now. There's all kinds of hang on a second, here we go. There's no lag. There's all kinds of talk about how the IPO market is dried up and they're way down, and the brokers are not bringing deals to the table for obvious reasons. With higher interest rates expected all through this season, all through this year, half a point increase coming, another half a point, quarter point. Who's in the mood to buy newly minted stock? You're going to buy and reposition with what's out there now. You're going to try to buy stock in companies that will not be affected adversely by higher interest rates. So you're looking for companies with a dividend that maybe might be rising to offset higher rates. You're looking for companies that can outgrow inflation, outperform higher interest rates, and you're not going to necessarily look to buy into IPOs where the company's going public and it's still losing money right now. I mean, you're only going to buy into an IPO where they're making money, where a company is really firing at all cylinders and growing its business. Do you really want to buy into a company that's guaranteed to lose money in the next 5 years at $100 a share, $150 a share, $200 a share? Do you really want to buy in those? Because if those give up half their dough, they go from 150 to 75. I mean, it's one thing for a stock to go from 10 to 5, but if it goes back to 8, you're on your way. But $150 stock to 75, back to 100, you're still down $50 a share. It's a long road back for some of these high-flying, way overpriced IPOs that have come out in the last 5 years. How many examples? I see examples in the certain trades, especially Wall Street Journal. They talk about, here are all the SPACs that have gone public in the last 2 years, and here's how they're doing. What they don't do is they don't bring out the here's all the IPOs that have come out in the last 5 years, and here's how they're doing. We're not getting that comparison list because for whatever reason, certain entities out there like CNBC, maybe the Wall Street Journal, I don't want to pick on them, but maybe Market Watch, maybe Barron's, maybe these guys don't want to highlight how poorly IPOs have done in the last 5 years or 10 years because they're pulling on Superman's cape. You don't want to spit in the wind. You don't want to do certain things because something bad could happen. Because these guys who are carrying your publication with advertising could turn on you. Wonder about that, huh? Yeah. What lamp? See, Nelson, you've got it exactly right. What lamp are you? What are you talking about? Cindy, I wrote some poor man cover calls on SoFi. Yikes. Beach Boy, Harry says GameStop is diffing. Henry, 158.37. I think he's right. Whatever happened to Henry anyway? Dave, the Mac guy, go Apple. Coyote to John, I've been writing covered calls on SoFi for a while now. Deep value investing finds should go to zero. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, what do you mean additives in my coffee? The only thing I put in my coffee are value crystals. Hyannisberg Pure. These are value crystals. These are vitamins. Blue. They're vitamins. Oh, God. Are you saying I'm not the master of my domain? You be careful, Bubble Boy. Oh, man. SoFi. Let's go, SoFi. That's your pal GNK. I'll show you the way today. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Bubble Beach Boys and Bobby. I am the one who knocks. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Max Payne on GameStop 145. That is a better target for this week than 125. Well, we're at 150. What are we now? 158.99, down 601. The low on the day on GameStop, 158.06. Yeah, we're dropping. I was wondering, were we this low last week? I think this is the low. This is lower than last week's low. Am I not mistaken on that? I could be wrong. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, we hit 158.29 on April 1st, and we've hit 158.06. We've hit a lower low today than we had last Friday. So we're at newer lows on GameStop right now at 159.06. 158.06 is the low of the lows so far on GameStop. So yeah, that means we can go lower. Unfortunately, H. Gregory, good morning, Uncle Bruce. I have two AMC written calls, $19 strike, May 6th expiry. If this thing dips below 19, should I buy back immediately or should I try to wait until closer to expiration to buy back? Well, H. Gregory, first of all, if the shares, as the shares drop, which they are now 22.47 down 83 cents, as they come closer to you, you're going to be at the money. You're going to be trading at what you wrote them for. Hopefully, you're already ahead of that. I don't know what your price is. And then from there, let's just see what the volume looks like and see how this Hycroft mining is doing. Hycroft now at 197. Every player of Hycroft that bought into this stock at 2 or higher, which is now 2 weeks ago, they bought in at 2 and higher, and they ran it to 3, whatever. I gotta figure over 1 billion shares of Hycroft have traded, at least 1 billion shares at more than $2 a share for the last 2 weeks. And anyone that's long still is now down, right? Now, admittedly, we know that a lot of stocks turned over on Hycroft and still is turning over on Hycroft. But this goes lower, it gets uglier, and it gets percentage uglier. AMC, how many shares traded at over 25 a share up to 34 in the last 2 weeks? How many hundreds of millions of shares? They're all down on this. It's only going to get worse. We're down 95 now on AMC. This is just going to get uglier. GameStop, we're now down to 157, kids. How many tens of millions of shares of AMC traded hands at 160 or higher in the last 2 weeks? How many? Gazillions. They're all getting crushed right now. Crushed. We're going lower. I'm sorry. We're going a little quieter on volume, and we're going 157.08 on GameStop now. 157.08. We just hit 156.50 for the low. 156.70. So we're going. So your calls will go lower. Do you need to do a rollover on your call? You've got, what did you say, Mace? Relax. You're going to make money. I bought my long poor man covered call on Goldman Sachs when they were up. I have a June 17 300 that I am 30% down on. I'm still working. I'm still writing on it, but it will cost me a lot to roll it out. Not sure if I should stick with Goldman Sachs. What should I do, Cindy B? Good question. Really good question. These are questions you ask yourself when you're a poor man covered call writer. You are constantly reanalyzing and watching the contract you bought to do writing on constantly. Now, as time goes by, you have to roll forward. You must. The question is, of course, if you bought, in this case, a 300 and you were at 360 at the time, you probably paid $60 to $65 for the call. I'm only guessing, Cindy. I don't know your situation. But right now at 329, you're 29 in the money. You're not 60 in the money. You're 29 in the money. So yes, you're down on it, but you're not out. Can you make enough revenue from your call writing to offset the 38% down level, number one? Or number two, can you enhance revenue? Can you keep it coming in to not only cover that, but to allow you to average down? Can you go into, say, a 290 August contract, a 280 October contract? Can you keep doing that as income comes in from writing to keep writing, right? This is what you need to consider, because, of course, if the shares drop in value, all shareholders are losing value. All option holders are losing value, but only book value. You did the right thing, I think, by buying this call for at least 90% of its value or more as book value. So you're only risking book value depreciation as it drops, obviously. So if you're writing calls that are out of the money and are all premium, these premiums should be coming to you. And if you're able to roll over a buyback and write a new contract, buyback and write a new contract, you're bringing capital in as you're, quote, losing value over here, admittedly. But there comes a point in time where the shares just don't drop any further and they really become reluctant, reluctant to drop any more. The low for the 52 weeks on Goldman Sachs is 318.55. That is the low of the stock for the last 52 weeks, and we hit that, I think, on Friday. If I got my bearings, I might be wrong. It might have been back earlier that we've done this, but we were awful close to that low price just the other day. I really do believe so. Maybe a year ago we were as low as this. I'm not 100% sure. Forgive me if I'm off a little bit because I don't have the exact quote of each exact day here. But keep writing. Yes, number one. But can you make slight improvements from time to time? You don't have to go from a $300 call to a $250 call. Can you go to, can you go further out in time with a $10 improvement to 290s? Can you go to, October, November, December 280s? Constantly making adjustments and keep writing, and then move forward and down. The point will come. There will be a point in time where the shares will have that $40 run. You'll cover and you'll watch the stock move a little bit. Maybe you're writing 335s, 340s, and the stock goes to 338. You're doing a rollover now, rolling into 350s a few weeks out to stay ahead of, and the stock keeps coming. Well, the good news is that your deep in the money contract is deeper in the money now, and you can continue to roll forward and roll forward and roll forward, and you'll gain on both ends. So, Cindy, you're working now, and you're on top of this market, and you are paying attention to these values, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. What you don't want to be doing is be sitting on 350s trying to write. You can't write when it's the 350 and it's at a 330 price. You can't. You have, those of you who have those contracts, you've got to get in the money. You've got to make an investment again into your strategy, because it's a long-term strategy. And this is why I keep saying, if you ultimately can be 20% below the value, so you can now be buying 250s or 260s, you're giving yourself this protection. And if the shares go to 300, you're buying 240s. If the shares go to 270, you're buying 220s. It's what you've got to do, because you're dealing with a falling stock. But the good news on Goldman is that it's trading now at 328, which is 5.53 times earnings. My God, is that ever cheap? But sometimes the market doesn't recognize cheap like we want it to. The low of 318, the high of 426. Wouldn't it be great if these were to go to 426 a share and you have $300 call options? Good Lord Almighty, the returns are phenomenal. Cindy, keep working on this and keep me posted. Blair, thanks, Elder Bruce, for giving your thoughts to that. Sounds like a hard way to go, but I see a hole in the local pet market that I want to fill in the near future. CBD is not lucrative here. Justin, GameStop 125 put option question. I'm assuming, are you asking me whether you should write a GameStop 125 put option? Is that what you're asking? I would not be writing put options right now. I'm not that optimistic about the stock going higher. Now, if you're thinking about buying a put option, because Justin, you're not helping me here with this comment. You're leaving me hanging here. If you're thinking about buying a put option, I don't know if it's a good idea because of the premiums. Again, I don't know what the quote is. You're not giving me the price. The turning on you probably is the case. SoFly and your other lovely ones, says Blair. Okay. Games up below 200 is buy, above 200 is profit taking. Nazareth 155.26 with the low, Bruce. 155.26 was the low last week on GameStop. 156.52 is the low today. So $1.30 then we're away from that point. At the moment, 158.39. Okay. By the way, is there any news to the Amsterdam Bagel story? Nothing new. Deep value. H. Gray, you shouldn't have gambled into AMC. Keith Gill isn't gambling. John, Coyote, it was in a meeting. How far out have you been writing? Let's see. Below 100 is a bargain, you mean. Let's see. Let's see. Anything I've learned, it's patience, says Duncan. Mirko, hey, Uncle Bruce, I bought back my first of the $200 contracts I wrote on GameStop April 14. Sold at $19.87. Stink bid $451. Just hit. Would you write again on the 160.65 this Friday, today, or tomorrow? I'd look at it. Yeah, I'd be looking at this. Definitely. If this you get a little pop here to 160.65 today, 65s, 170s for Friday. Yeah, I'd be looking at those. Splair thinks SoFi is heading for 10. We're at 984, baby. Come on up, baby. Don't forget the thumbs for Bruce. Thank you, Duncan. Let's see. SoFi trying to climb again. Yeah, that would be, you know what? SoFi at 10 on a Monday would be a good thing. I agree with that. 983. We're so close. 987 for the high. 10.3 million traded on SoFi. Go, SoFi, go. Hi, Jen.
So close.
So close. How are you? How are you, Jen?
I'm good. How are you?
Hanging in there. I'm coming off like an angry old man.
Again.
Sad.
Grumpy old man.
Sad. I was talking about Friday night was talking about Friday night.
How late we stayed up?
You remember, I was mentioning to the gang over here, but you might remember when we were in our 30s. We were in our 30s. I would say this would have been mainly before child.
Okay.
So 30, 31. We would go to someone's home for a Saturday night, whatever.
Friday night.
Friday night, Saturday night get together. And there would be maybe 15, 20, 25 of us there. And we were all in our late 20s, early 30s,
Right.
except for two people that would come. Parents of the host up on in Northwest Calgary.
Oh, yes.
And they would show up sort of around 7ish. They'd show, but they'd be gone by 9. They'd be sort of the early. They would depart early because
we hung in till like 10.
Well, we hung until 10 to 11 in those days. Sometimes we hung in a little longer than we should have.
No, I mean this weekend.
This weekend, I know. So I remember those days where we were the 30-somethings and the parents were. There were this one group.
Yes.
No one else's parents showed up. No one else's. Just this one.
Well,
because it was the host's parents.
Yeah.
Which we enjoyed
Makes
their company.
sense.
I always talked to the dad. I always enjoyed talking to the father. And I got the look of approval from the host whose parents were there because I would spend time with their
mom
parents.
And dad aren't just sitting in the corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the problem was that if I didn't talk to them, no one else was talking to them. And I felt guilty that, these people are coming out and, this mom and dad.
Oh, and she had made food.
The mom had made
good.
She had made really good food, and we were
made
enjoying it.
And
no one was talking to them, but the mother went around the room, which was really.
She was much more mobile.
I was very proud of her for that. I didn't need to spend time with her because she was talking to everybody else. But Dad would just sit there, and I would talk to Dad about just whatever, because he was one of those guys that came over after the Second World War from the old country and worked his ass off on the farm and became a Canadian citizen and made something of himself.
Yeah,
and
had some good stories.
Had the 2 children, and they both did really well, and they've done really, really well. And so great, Anyway, but they would, by 8:30, 9 o'clock, it'd be time to go, and they'd move on. Well, now I'm looking at this situation. We're the elders, and we were invited by our daughter to this soiree.
And we were the last ones to get there.
We were the last ones to get there.
We
weren't
we were
already
going to
there.
Be the first ones.
Yeah.
And so one couple had come early to spend some time just with us. And we fooled them by being the last ones in.
To arrive fashionably late. And I was saying to the gang about how my daughter the next day kind of let me know through you.
Yes.
You're one of the coolest guys there, Dad. You're the cool. People were there to see you. They wanted to see you because you are the YouTuber. You're the cool. You're the social media guy.
What we hear all the time. Out of all the people in the room, I didn't think you two would be the social media people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really interesting how Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen, they were looking forward to having us come out.
And we hadn't seen the 2 people for a long time.
COVID.
It was very nice to see them.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
But
we big hugs.
But we did leave at about 10:30. 10:30 we were done.
Oh yeah.
But I was mentioning to the gang here that Saturday morning I was not doing well at all.
No.
I was in real rough shape. And I don't consume alcohol or stimulants. And I'm going, why am I feeling like crap? I drank caffeine-free Coke and water. What?
Well, of course, your brain automatically goes to COVID.
That's what I thought. That you got it. That must be.
So
that must
I read
be it.
this morning that norovirus is having a big resurgence because people are getting together unmasked, and so there's a lot of people staying close to the bathroom.
No one seemed ill at the party. Everyone seemed very healthy.
Yeah.
Everyone there was
fully vaccinated.
I think everyone there was fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I it was just whatever. Anyway.
It was, well, except maybe the puppy. I don't know. Well, no, the puppy's probably got his vaccine.
Probably got the shit. There was a puppy dog there. Everybody was petting the puppy.
Except the one person who's allergic to animals and kept trying to be either in the house if the dog was out of the house, and then out of the house. But the puppy found this stick. Found this stick that was like, I don't know, 6 feet long.
Went and played with it.
And he's just so proud. It's like, I am
Whatever.
king of the world.
Yeah, whatever. I'm king of the
Prancing with this silly stick.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to demolish the firewood pile that had been lovingly put together for the fire pit. It's like, no, I want this little one at the bottom, and I'm going to get it.
I'm going to get
I
it
am
no matter
relentless.
what. Unbelievable. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, I just bought back 2 GameStop 200 April 14s for a cool $1,200 gain.
Nice.
Right on, pal. They're just handing it to you. There's more coming.
So what are we at right now? About 168?
We're 159, 58. Yeah, we're down 5, and we were as low as 156 today, and we're going lower. Justin, I was looking at buying an open contract for GameStop at 125 that expires April the 8th. I think you're saying a put, right? You think buying put. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
When is the meeting?
No, the meeting's been held. The split is down the road. The annual meeting that's down the summer. I think we're going much lower. I don't know if there's money in the puts, Justin. I really don't know. I have not promoted any of you to try to buy calls or puts on GameStop. You're on your own. The premiums are unbelievable. You know that.
Yeah.
And so you're fighting premiums. If you're a writer, you're a winner. In my opinion, if you can write, you can win. Nick, Uncle Bruce, how should I get out of my January 130 GameStops without any loss? Let it keep coming down. Just let it keep coming down. They're coming down. Let it keep coming down.
Time goes by.
Yeah, Justin is giving me these prices again. I'm just not a fan. Justin, thank you. Check your PayPal. Breach Boy says, just saw it come through, buddy. Thank you for the donation on PayPal. As always, you're just the best. The best. Let's see. Nicholas is saying, Beach Boy, I keep checking my PayPal. I don't see it. Something's got to be wrong.
He thought he had brought enough gum for the whole room.
Everybody gets gum. Everybody gets gum. Bobby says, how did Auntie Jen do the next morning after partying with the kiddos?
I was fine.
She was fine. She's fine. And Jen was enjoying the libations offered at such event.
Well, when you take an obscenely large bottle of whiskey to a party, it's only nice for the host to offer you a taste of it.
So Jen was inoculated. And
I have to two-fist it. I like having a small glass of some kind of beer or ale when I have whiskey, because I have whiskey on ice. So it's a nice, one's a chaser for the other.
She was fine.
I'm fine.
I was in real rough shape the next morning. I mean, it was bad. Yeah, I was not doing well. It took 5 hours to Party princess. Oh, I'm a precious little thing. Splayer saying, Uncle Bruce, maybe you are just psychological doing too much. Reading all this comment can be hard as well. A day off more once in a while could be the healthy idea, or a short day every 2 months.
They don't know what you do when the market's closed.
They have no idea.
When he was a broker and as the manager, migraines. You get migraines every weekend, stress migraines. Because he couldn't do anything about it. The markets were closed.
Couldn't shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was those 20s and 30s were fun times. How come you don't do that anymore? Yeah. Anyway, good morning, Jen, from John.
John.
Did you have a good time? Oh, we had a wonderful time.
We had a wonderful time.
It was very enjoyable. It was very fun. I had these, these young kids coming up to me from here and there, and they were curious about what I do and how I do what I do.
Because they all know.
They all know.
Our daughter's friends know what he does.
My daughter's friends know what I do, and they tell her Did you see his channel? Do you realize what he's doing? Do you know he blew up on blah, 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 or they're talking about him on so-and-so, and does he know that he's as popular as he is? Especially a year ago, they were telling her he's exploding already.
I saw his name.
Wall Street Bets is blowing up with this Uncle Bruce. Did you know that? Oh, poor Bruce. The stress on Bruce. Alberto, April 14 expiry, 170 at 1050. What do you think? Alberto asking about April 14 calls for 170, 1050. What do you think? Boy, that's good premium. That's for an out of the 1150 out of the money next Friday expiry to get 1050. I like it. Good morning, Auntie Jen from Nelson. James, I sold an April 22nd covered call. What will happen if the stock splits before? It will not split before then. It will split in June or July. It will not split. You'll be fine.
Well, and they'll give plenty of time on the date of record.
Yeah. This is you're dealing with.
They won't come out and say it's this Friday.
Duncan, I've been protecting my family and trying to keep focused here too. Need a break. Scammers are greedy. I hear you, Duncan. Got to be careful out there.
Absolutely.
158.25 on GameStop right now, down 675. Yeah, we enjoyed it. It was nice to get together with them. But I can't do that every weekend. I can't. No. Can't.
I can.
Yeah.
I am more the social butterfly.
What I miss right now, what I'm really missing right now, is the daily drive in a golf cart to the hot tub.
Yes.
And jumping into that bubbly water. That's what I'm missing. I call that treatment.
Yeah.
I'm missing the treatment because I don't have one here, and there isn't a community area to go to here.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world, and so
we just have to contact your old masseuse and have her come up. Except, who knows where she is.
40 miles away in this city, one end to the other is 40 miles. It's ridiculous. No, I don't know. We got to get in a plane. We got to get overseas, and we have to find Ainsworths in the UK, in Switzerland, Europe. We need to find Ainsworth. Now, if those of you don't know what an Ainsworth is, when we used to live in Creston, a couple of hours away from our house in Creston.
Including a lovely ferry ride.
It was a great drive to a ferry ride across the lake to a resort called Ainsworth, which were hot pools, natural hot springs. And there's a hotel there that has built a pool facility that is open to the public.
It's just a little tucked away place.
You pay your $20 or whatever it is, and you can come in for as many hours as you want. And it's tucked in amongst the mountains, and you're just sitting in this hot natural pool, which has been chemically treated. Believe me, the British Columbia Health Board is all over these guys to make sure the water is safe.
Got like 15 different good minerals.
It's got these are all over Europe. They're all over mountain ranges in Canada and the United States. But that's what we need. We need to head up some Ainsworths that we've never been to before. Good for the soul, good for the mind.
And then the ferry trip back, you have this lovely 45 minute nap.
Oh, I'd have a nap in the car on the way back, just like my dad used to do when he lived in Creston. Yeah.
And you see all these other people doing the same thing. It's a good thing. It slows down and you get a little jolty action that wakes everybody up. We're almost there.
I need that. I need that. Anyway, there you go.
So what's it going to be this morning? Oh, and I have my sister's going to be coming to the house.
I'm sorry, say again?
My sister is going to be coming to the house, so don't be surprised if you hear a doorbell ring.
Today?
Yes. They might have forgotten something here the last time they were here.
Okay. But they're not coming with the posse.
No. The posse's in school today.
That's right. Yeah. I won't get into that. But
so if you
they're
hear
always
doorbell,
welcome.
That's why.
That'd be great. Well, hopefully it'll be here when I'm off the air. I can say hi.
I think it will be sooner than that. So what's it going to be made?
Oh, so better make up your mind now, mister. What do you want in that damn bagel of
You
yours?
want the bagel toasted and delivered?
You want a bagel or don't you? Get with the program, pal. I got things to do. Thank you, Jennifer, for your kind words. 158 on GameStop, by the way. What should I have on my bagel today? Can't have Welch's. There ain't no Welch's in this town. So what should I have? Well, how about how about just the marble sliced cheese?
Okay.
Melted in there.
Okay.
That would be great.
Okay.
Crispy on the bagel and melted on the cheese.
And melted on the cheese.
I'll just do that today.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to be safe. Thank you, Jen, so much. Thank you. Spur, because of you, I'm going to visit Canada for sure. This hout bowl sounds gorgeous, and there's many of them, believe me. Did you mention any news about the bagel store? I have no idea what this means. Bagel, Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, any thought about the GameStop July 110s and 160s buyback? Wait, yes, wait. We're going lower. And this brings these, these 90s, 100s, 110s into play much quicker, much closer. I just sense that we're going lower. We're going to go through 150 perhaps today, into the 40s. I just sense it. Look at AMC down 116 a share. We've had 1.39 million GameStop shares trade. This isn't enough. AMC at 22.14 down 116. 21.95 for the low on 15 million. Look at that. Hycroft down 17 cents to 199. Been in 195 already. 16 million traded. We're not going to do 350 million anymore. We're coming down. As a matter of fact, AMC GameStop should be down $7-8, and it's down $5.80. It's kind of close. 159.03 on GameStop, down 5.97 right now. And I think lower is likely. So that will help you. Now, again, those of you who do have July 110s, April 110s, 100s, if you can do a rollover, if you can, even today, if it's possible to do a rollover where you can get out of 100s, 90s, 110s, and you can get into contracts at a higher strike, then you look at that. But it's not a race right now. We're 158 here, 159. It's not necessary to be done today. It could be all this week that a rollover presents itself where you can roll into a higher strike contract than what you have. But just be patient. This stock is backing off, and it's reluctantly doing it, and it's going to continue to do it because the lower it goes, the more people who had the opportunity to get out in the 190s that didn't, the flippers, and all the option players who played up there, they're all getting crushed as this thing backs off, and you guys are the beneficiary, those of you who've been writing. So let it keep coming. Roll over. Meet up in Amsterdam. I hope so. But no new news on Meetup in Amsterdam at the moment. Uncle Bruce, Spire appoints Benjamin Hackman as head of investor relations. Do you think he can speak plain English? I don't know who that is. I sure hope it's someone that will speak plain English. That would be great. Stocks at 204 unchanged. ATIP up 3.5 to 196.50 or 196.5. Smart Rent 549 up 31. Sexter up 21 to 12.53. Pfizer down 60 to 50.97. ME 397 can't get over 4. Matterport 851 up 27. SoFi 982 up 49. Rocket Lab 815 up 23. The Dow down 11 points. S&P up 18. Nasdaq up 174. That is what's going on. Yeah, we'll see what's going on here. Oil up 366. I'm just reading headlines. Should I buy a SoFi call for April 29th for 11, or would that be a bad idea? Justin, I just buy the stock right now. Just buy the stock. Anyway, okay. Lame duck. Uncle Bruce, when did we get so old? My mind says I'm still 50, but my body says I'm 70 when I'm 64. What the hey? I know. It might be what we're eating. Part of it might be what we're eating and what we're drinking. That might be part of our problem. Have you noticed Paul McCartney looking really good at 80, almost 80 years of age? He looks pretty okay. Ringo, 82, 81. Wow. Like looking, they're eating right. They must be eating right. I guess. Okay. Maybe it's our genes. Maybe that's what it is. All right. 985 on SoFi. Go SoFi. Go. The high of the day on this one. 987. We're so close to the high of the day on SoFi. 12.2 million. Nothing coming in for sale to stop it, so it could go higher. This is good stuff. GameStop 159.39, 159.03, 159.01, 159. We're jumping everywhere, but I think we're going lower. That's what I think is going on. I think we're going lower. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Yeah, I hear you there. 158.84. Cheers. Those of you who have been writing calls on GameStop, you're going to get rewarded. You're getting rewarded. And those of you who've been waiting for the stock to come to you, it's coming to you. Definitely coming your direction. I think. I just do not sense yet another major announcement. I could be wrong. I've been wrong twice in the last 2 weeks. But don't know. Getting old here. Anyway, 22.22 on AMC, down 108. Hycroft holding on to a 201 price right now, down 14.5. Yeah. 856 on Matterport. Yay, Matterport. Come on, baby. 1.6 million. Take another shot through 9. Let's go. Let's get going, Matterport. ME, we got to get through 4 here. We got to get going. 397.9. Spire, 204. ATIP 197, Smart Rent 549. We need a breakout. 1253 up 21 on Sexter, up Pfizer 50.98, down 58 cents, and more downside is possible there. Robinhood up 15 cents to 13.64. We gave up that. What was that high price? Was that 15, 16 bucks? Did it get that high? Did it actually get that high? 16.31 I see last week. Yeah, that has been given up awful fast. Back we go on Robinhood. Vanek up 232. Home Depot up 4 cents. We're not going anywhere today. IBM down 62. Microsoft now 312.63, backing off from that 315 level. Apple 176.94 up 262, but backing off from that 178 level, 176.94. Goldman down 40 cents to 329, reluctantly giving up ground here, reluctantly. Cisco 55.60, not going anywhere. Again, this is why you can write Goldman and Cisco contracts for this Friday, just ahead of them, because they're not going to go anywhere. They don't seem to, so there's going to be depreciation. Out of the money calls is what you're looking for, kids. Out of the money calls is what you want to write. All right, Amazon up 55, Tesla up 32 to 11.16. Google up $50 to 28.64. Okay. The Dow down 30. SoFi 982. GameStop 158.73. Low of the day 156.52. 156.51. Pardon me, is the low of GameStop. That was about 40 minutes ago. 40 minutes ago. 158.95. We're not really going anywhere. Interesting. All right, down 32 on the Dow, up 15 on S&P, up 159 on NASDAQ. Oil up 377 to 103. Yeah. Bobby, I saw a tweet from SoFi on the weekend, Uncle Bruce. They hinted the news about moving to Canadian market with a couple of months. They'll probably, if they do that, they might do that with a partner. I don't know. And I don't know about the upside of the stock for this announcement. I wouldn't read too much into it. If it helps, I'm happy. It won't hurt. It wouldn't hurt them. I don't know. Not easy being green. How do I know when my youth has been spent? When I get up and go has got up and went. I just need orange juice to do it here. I need hard to say. Jack Vale would pull trucks with his teeth at a golden age. Good morning, all from Coyote. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Old Timers Club. Here we are. We're all getting older. We're down 43 on the Dow. A little lower. Yeah, the UK struggling with record COVID cases adds 9 symptoms to the official list, says headline. Okay, we're down 40 now on the Dow, down up 13 on S&P. We're up 156 on NASDAQ. SoFi 979. Come on, SoFi, turn it around. GameStop 158.01, pushing that 158 level again. Are we going to break through that? We're down 699 right now on the stock. Good morning, everybody, and from everywhere. It's so nice to have you all here. Down 48 now on the Dow, another little tick lower. 158.01 to 158.60 on GameStop. You tell me what that price is doing. It's jumping around. Volume on the GameStop now with an hour and 14 minutes into the morning, 1.5 million volume. Not enough. That's not enough volume. 158.36, 158.56, 138.50. Yeah, we're jumping around here. 1.5. Not enough volume. AMC 22.25 down $1.05. The low of 21.95 on 17.2 million. And over on Highcroft 201, the high was 212, the low was 195.
I gotta bring you a napkin.
Thank you, Jen, so much. I can use this one, I guess.
I'll get you one.
Okay. Anyway, 201 down 16 cents now at $2 on Highcroft. 17.7 million. We are way off on the volumes there, like really way off. 66 point Dow drop now is the drop. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Down 66 points on the Dow. 983 on SoFi. 809 on Rocket Lab. 159.03 on GameStop. Alrighty. Cheers. We got the marble Swiss cheese from Costco on a toasted sesame seed bagel. Oh, you toast the bagel, you put the cheese on it, then you put it all in the microwave. Melt the cheese into this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't use cheese food slices. Real cheddar. Lovely. Oh, so good. Robert, thank you for being number 237 on the thumbs ups. Here comes the bagel push. Rob, good morning, Bruce and gang. Just dropping in to say hi. I wrote a 165 GameStop call for next Friday for $10 this morning. It's now already at 8 Wahoo free money. It's out of the contract, 7 out of the money, $6.50, and it dies next Friday. You betcha, baby. Nelson, good morning, Coyote. You got to take the free money here. John, for anyone having AT&T, tomorrow is the last day before the split on AT&T. I guess that splits into, was it Discovery and AT? I don't know if it's going to do any good or not. I don't know. Don't know. 158.52 on GameStop. We're backing up again. Backing up. Jobs off 48.49. Hmm. 158.52 on GameStop, down 6.48. Oh boy. Earlier today, somebody commented that I was very negative now on GameStop. That I'm not a fan anymore. I'll tell you what I'm not a fan of. Lack of information. That's what I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of secretive public companies. Why are you public in the first place? I'm a fan of public companies that keep their investors abreast of what's going on. I'm a fan of that. Look at Apple. They have their events, 2 event days a year at least. I love that. Not afraid to talk about their products and their future moving forward. I love that. I really prefer companies that are proactive with their shareholders rather than reactive or secretive. I don't like the secretive thing. That's just my style. I like GameStop. I do. I like the potential of GameStop. I like it, but I think they're far too close to the vest, and no one in front of a camera bugs me to no end. And these so-called conference phone calls, they're not conference calls. There's just someone's reading a prepared script and then they're hanging up the phone. This is not a call. This is just a broadcast. You might as well just do a broadcast. Why don't you just do a recorded whatever and release it through Twitter or through YouTube and stop with the telephone crap, because there's no interaction. You can't make it. You can't even give them a question. I don't like it. Coyote, you got it. Mm. $159.12 on the GameStop right now. $159.12. Dow down 22. Thank you. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Good to see you here. Your buddy Uncle Bruce just pounding away here following these markets. We're down 17.99 on the Dow. We're up 19 cents on Rocket Lab today. We're up 55 on SoFi to 988. We're approaching the high of the day on SoFi, 3 cents away at 991. We're right in that level now, trying to get to the $10 level again. Wouldn't that be great? GameStop 159.63 down 537. AMC at 22.36 down 94. Hycroft Mining 203.9 down 12 cents on the day. We've got Matterport having an up day at 854 at the moment. Did hit a high of 862, 1.7 million. Nice to see Matterport in the showing a little bit of green anyway. ME back up over 4 yet again, 401.9 cents. 5.9 cents a share. The ME just seems to be range bound between 390 and 410 right now. Hopefully there'll be a breakout here. Spire 204, no change. ATIP 196, up 3 cents. Excuse me. Smart Rent 554, up 36 cents. Sixtera up 21 to 12.53. Pfizer down 64 cents to 50.94. $1.93 a share. The Dow right now down 9.5 points. It is not backing off like it was earlier, but it isn't going anywhere either. By the way, I got a poll question going today. The question here is 477 of you have now responded. GameStop will trade at 125 before it hits 180 this week. During the week, it's going to hit 125 before it hits 180. Right now, we're at 160.80 on the stock. 48% are saying, yep, it's going to 125 first. 52% say, nope, it's going to 180 first. It's not going to go down to 125. It's just going to go higher. Let me know your thoughts on those poll questions. Thank you, everybody, for being part of that. And the thumbs up numbers, 252 thumbs ups have come in on this show already. I do appreciate that very much. Please keep them coming if you can. If you're able to hit that thumbs up button for me, please do, and I'd appreciate it. By the way, the other thing that I heard today, this is nothing with the markets, but I got an email from YouTube today telling me that my channel, Traveling with Bruce, within the next week or two, all of you who are here and watch me and are following me, you're shortly going to be offered the opportunity to join this channel if you like to, right off your telephones, off of iOS devices. Apparently, after I don't know how long, has it been 2 years that YouTube has allowed memberships? At least 2 years ago. I know my other channel has had members for over a year. Finally, a lot of you who've been having difficulty becoming members of this channel are going to be able to join this channel if you want to, either at the Chilling with Uncle Bruce level or this level right here at Gold Member, just off your phones. This is finally, it just blows my mind. It's been so long coming. I'm so glad to hear this. Anyway, that'll be great. Thank you guys for being here and being part of this the channel in any way that you want to be. I appreciate it. Oak Street wants me to comment on Berkshire. I have no comment on Berkshire Hathaway. I don't follow Berkshire Hathaway stock. I'm very well aware of who, created the company and the founder of the entity and all that, but I'm not into Berkshire Hathaway at all. It's priced at a price that is unfathomable. They don't split the stock. It's not a retail-friendly entity, and I just don't bother with it. All right. Anyway, can we already sign up with our phones? I did. Some of you can, depending on the device you have. Many of you can't, depending on the device you had. And so many of you you've been reaching out to me going, I want to be a member of your channel. I don't know how to do it. I can't join. What do I do? Finally, YouTube is finally coming around to working this. So I don't know. I'm hopeful. 160.42 on GameStop right now. Okay. Zed, GameStop 200 expires on the 14th. I sold at 11. Shall I buy it back? What's it trading at now, Zed? What's your contract trading for now? Coyote, I think GameStop has been more vocal in 2022 than in 2021. But they still don't talk much. I'm okay with that, but I'm also going to write cover calls if they aren't talking. It goes both ways. What did you write? 200s on the 14th? 200s are sitting now 450 to 465. Okay. You if you want to buy it back, you can buy it back. If you wait till later this week, they might go down to 2. If you buy these back and turn around and write 180s for the 14th, you might get a nicer premium. 750. Stock's 161, so I wouldn't be in a hurry to buy this back right now. Anyway, yeah, Zed, you know, anytime you want, you can pull the trigger on it, but I would wait. Dow's backing off again, down 42. $9.88 on SoFi. Come on, SoFi. This bagel is just about done. Yep, Tesla holding on here. 1123 up 38. Google up 55. Amazon up 65. Facebook back to 233 up 830. Cisco turned the corner up 3 cents. Goldman still down $1.58 to 328. Apple 335 gain to 177. Microsoft up 369 to 313. IBM down 40. Home Depot up $1.34. Vanik up 296. Pfizer 50.94, 50.93 down 64 as it continues to deteriorate. Cyxtera is up 22 cents to 12.54. Smart Rent holding a 34-cent gain to 5.52. ATIP up 3.5 cents to 196.5 cents. Spire up a penny now. Looks like it's just around 205. ME at 402, up 6 cents. Matterport up 42 to 366. We got GameStop 163.20, trying to come back, still down $1.80. SoFi 9.90 now on with a 57-cent gain on a volume of 14.5 million. 2 cents away from the high of the day. We're right up there now. Rocket Lab up 22 to 814. The Dow down 1 point, and now green up 2 points on the Dow. For the moment, up 2 points on the Dow with a 20-point gain on NASDAQ, a 200-point gain on a 20-point gain on S&P, half a percentage point roughly. 1.4% gain on NASDAQ, 204 points higher. That is what's going on right now. GameStop 163.17, 163.03, trying to mount a bit of a comeback here, down $1.97 ish or so. A little bit of bouncing going on here. We're on 1.7 million volume. AMC is still down 47 cents at 22.84, having dropped at 21.95 for the low. So we have a pretty good comeback coming on AMC, but the volume of 20 million is not all that inspiring. 204 on Hycroft, down 12 cents and 19.4 million traded. AMC is out trading Hycroft in volume. There's more AMC trading hands than Hycroft. That is bad news. That is bad news for Hycroft traders. This party is over. 162.59 on GameStop right now. 162.27. It might be a little lower yet. 990 on SoFi. 816 on Rocket Lab. We're down again 1.7 points on the Dow Jones. But we're green on Matterport, ME, Spire, ATIP, SmartRent, and Sextera. They're all green by pennies. Pfizer at 50.89, down 68 cents. And that is it. The Dow now down 10.3 points. I have things to do. Simpletons, hold the line. Duncan, you take care. Angela, my broker nearly doubled my portfolio on GameStop on its first squeeze. Let's see here. Bobby, it's all green on my screen this Monday. And Duncan, don't forget to join Stock Markets with Bruce. Become a Gold Bagel member. Thumbs ups. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Duncan, for the plug. Love it. We'll get together soon, I'm sure. We'll get together soon. Zed now is saying his contracts are 515. I wouldn't buy them back. Not right now. Nicholas, Uncle Bruce, can you call up Elon and tell him to buy 9% of SoFi this morning as well? Would you mind doing that? Maybe we could get something going on that thing. Boy. Wouldn't that be something if Ryan Cohen bought 9.8% of SoFi and Musk bought 9.4% of SoFi, and then the two of them combined put people on the board of directors? Yeah, yikes. LL 992 new high on SoFi, Bruce. It's up there. Yeah, 993. Hanging on. 14.8 million. Go SoFi. We're ready. Let's go. Let's go to 10. Let's go to 11 today. Let's go to 11. We're ready. I think we've earned it. Certainly, I think we've earned that. Come on. We're ready to roll here, baby. Up 11.5 on the Dow. Let's go. 163.42 on GameStop right now, down at 158. AMC still down 48, and Hycroft down 11.5. Yeah, here we go. I sold them at 11.15. I can buy them back at 5.15. Yeah, I know. I would not be in a hurry to buy these back. Maybe put in a stink bid at 3.55. See if they come down there. 3.55. You get an $8 dip from here, and you're out. That'd be a good one, Zed. That would be a real good one because it's coming your way anyway. You're going to win. The depreciation is there. There's $515 on one contract coming your way, depending on how many you've written. And is there something wrong with making $500 the next week and a half? No. I'm thinking that these will be $2 a piece if the shares are down here by the end of this week. But if you can scoop them for $3.55 today, great. Then we'll move on from there. Yeah, I like the SoFi board of directors. Seems pretty strong. I like them too, buddy. Duncan, thanks, pal. You got it. Angela, GameStop was thrown a major lifeline by the apes, so I can't understand why they are so quiet with their information now. And Zed, I'm going to wait. Okay, I'm going to wait. Right on, buddy. 162.78 on GameStop. Just backing up a little bit again. Yeah. Well, stocks go up, stocks go down. And sometimes when they go up too much. and then there are times where they go down, and they really go down quickly a lot. And GameStop has been dribbling down, not plummeting down, just dribbling. But it can dribble to 125, no problem at all. It could. Not guaranteeing it will, but it sure has the ability to do so. AMC, back to 15 a share anytime. Anytime that can happen. Highcroft, back to $1 a share anytime. The hype is over. The story's out. Sell on the news. I will judge GameStop's communication post NFT launch. They should talk after that is pushed into production, says Coyote. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. The Dow up 3.3 points. S&P up 22. NASDAQ up 210 points. That is where we're at. Oil up 371 right now. That's where oil is at the moment. Oh, my. 995 on SoFi. That's a new high. 996, a new high on SoFi now. 996, 15.2 million, up 62 cents. Nice to see the stock coming on again, and a little more and a little more. It's nice to see it. Great to have SoFi approaching 10, but I'd really like it well beyond this. I don't want to be in a position to be down here. I don't want to be under 12 or 14 right now. I really want to be 15 to 20 here. Come on, SoFi. We'll see. We'll see. Yep. We'll be here to wait and watch and follow and go from there. Matterport 865, up 41 cents. This is right at the high of 867. It's right there. 2 million on Matterport. Come on, baby. Get through 9. ME at 403, up 7. Spire 205, up a penny. Come on, Spire. ATIP 197, a 4-cent gain, still under 2. SmartRent 549, up 31. Cyxtera up 22 to 1254. Pfizer 5074, down 83 and falling again. We're backing off. Microsoft 313 and Apple at 177. They're both up 430 for Microsoft and 340 for Apple. Goldman down 278 to 327.44. Cisco down a penny. Facebook up 830. Amazon up 65. Tesla up 44. Google up $63. They're leading the NASDAQ higher. Those guys are leading NASDAQ higher, but the Dow is off 22 points. It is not being inspired by the NASDAQ move at all. 994 on SoFi, trying to get back to 10. GameStop 162.56 right now. All right. We got to 996 on SoFi, 15.44 million, 6.5, 6, 7, 8 cents. We're through $10. Can it happen? I don't know. All right. Bobby, doesn't that SoFi gain seem low given the amount of buy and sell action going on? Don't know. It's doing what it's doing. 162.66 on GameStop at the moment. We're sort of topping in this 163 level at the moment, but what direction does it want to go, and how strong of a move will it do when it does decide what direction to go? That is the skill testing question. Down 18 on the Dow right now. Now, I'm going to be on again at 3 o'clock this afternoon on this channel for the final hour trading, as I always am, and you're always welcome to join me. And then tonight at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, I'm on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce. 7 o'clock for 1 hour for members only over there, and then 8 o'clock tonight Eastern time. You can't sleep. You got nothing better to do with your life. Join me on Traveling with Bruce tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's a wide open show. We're talking cruise ships, travel. We'll talk about the latest news and trends and what's going on. You're more than welcome to pop by and say hi. I'd love to have you. Hit the thumbs up button over there if you can. That'd be great. Thank you all for your support. SoFi 992, GameStop 162.57. So we're just a titch weaker. Just 162.09 now. GameStop just a little bit weaker. 990 on SoFi. Okay. Have a good break, Bruce. I'll get that one in starting in about 17 minutes from now. We'll start the break. But in the meantime, we're watching this market to see if it has any oomph to it. 161.88 on the GameStop. No oomph there. We're down 312. 991 on SoFi, down 1260. 12.6 on the Dow. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Mr. T is here. GameStop has open interest over 10,000 contracts on the 17th of June for 2022, which is more than triple the open interest of other strikes. What does this mean beside tighter spreads? What does this mean? Well, it is possible, Mr. T, that an institution that holds a whack of GameStop may have decided a while ago to bring in some insurance money by writing calls for June 2022, June 17, 2022. Let me just take a peek here if I can find which contract you're talking about. June 22. Whoops. June 17, 2022. Open interest of 10,000 contracts. Okay, I don't know which one you're talking about, my friend. I don't see massive calls written on GameStop for June 17, 2022. I've got 1,900 written at 170, 5,600 written at 190, 38 on 200. Now, collectively, that's more than 10,000 shares. I get you there. June 17. So the 10th, that is the third Friday of June. That is the end of the second quarter. That is a witching hour. That could be a triple, quadruple, or quintuple witching hour, June 17. So, Mr. T, it is not surprising, not at all surprising on any stock you want to look at other than GameStop. Anyone else, look at June 17 strike open interests for June. They're huge. They will be huge for everybody. And so it's not a surprise to have that many calls out there. That's not a ridiculous number, actually. Bobby, I think I will miss the wife again today. Log in and watch the travel show. See how long it takes her to ask, when is he going to talk about stocks? Oh, Bobby, you're asking for trouble. Jason, I'm going on my first cruise at the end of this month, Uncle Bruce. I may have to hop on tonight and join you so I can pick your brain with questions as a first-time cruiser. Right on, buddy. Cam, enjoy the break, Uncle Bruce. My favorite thing to do on breaks is nap. Man, I love my naps. Mr. T says the 680s are the ones that are really written ridiculous strikes. Let me take a look. There we are. Okay, I see it now. 10,152. Okay, so Mr. T, with respect to just those calls for that timing, okay, it's entirely likely that what we might have happening here is a wager between two institutional traders on a derivative contract in London. And it is possible that the banker that wrote the agreement between buyer and seller, shorter and longer, took out insurance by writing, theoretically, through $680 calls. It is possible that there is a series of derivative deals out there where some people think the stock's going down, some people think the stock's going up, some people think the stock's going down, but who knows how far. Others think it'll go up, but not over a certain dollar value, have placed gazillions of dollars in wagers between each other through investment bankers in London on the unregulated and unreportable derivatives market, where at the same time, one of the two parties that is in on these bets has decided to take out insurance by either buying contracts or selling contracts at this level. And it is entirely likely that the writer of these calls is none other than the same seller of contracts on a derivative trade, or could be the buyer of the derivative trade, and someone is taking out insurance on their wager. That could be it. Or someone has taken a spread. They're calling for the stock to be somewhere between a certain price and a certain price, and they protect themselves with a 680 call. Now, they may have taken a 10,000 share position on another call option at another strike price at another time that you don't happen to see here. I can't say it is or isn't. They may have divided the 10,000 open interest on the other side of this trade into 5 $2,000 open interests at different times and different strike prices. That could also be going on. But again, I don't know, my friend. Anyway, Bobby, no kid, no girls. This could backfire. I'll have to book a trip somewhere. Splayer, the best nap is one of those where you wake up and your cash is higher. Bradley, SoFi been up and down 950, 10 for a while now. Hopefully we can push towards 11 real soon. 989 on the SoFi right now. GameStop 162.27. Angela, a squeeze or option wins is just a lucky break, but learning how and when to write properly, strategic and smart. Thanks to you, Uncle Bruce. Thank you, Angela, so much for your very kind words today. Thank you. Yep, you can. You got to be on top of these things. 162.27 down 273 on GameStop right here, right now. The Dow up 13 points. S&P up 19. NASDAQ up 193. But we're not going anywhere with that. Dow Jones now only up 7. We're just kind of hanging around. 988 on SoFi, just under 10. GameStop 162.19 at the moment. 2250 on AMC, down 80, dropping a bit again. 203 on Hycroft, dropping again, down 13 cents. So they're backing off. Okay. Lots to follow, lots to wonder, and lots to watch. 162.35 on GameStop. The low of the day, 156.51. The high, 168.11. We're kind of in the middle of this neighborhood here. We're kind of, 5 from the low, 6 or 7 from the high, kind of in the middle. Wishy-washy right now, 161.86. There we are. Yeah, there's the market, 988 on SoFi. Nearest high today, just not able to eviscerate it at the moment. Up 7.3 points on the Dow right now, down up 19 on S&P and up 192 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ's up 1.3%. S&P up 0.4, Dow's up 0.03 of 1%. That's all we got. Really, really quiet. 161.96 on GameStop. We just went through the 162 barrier. It would appear that we went through 162 on GameStop, go down to 161. We're now approaching 450, 550 away from the low of the day. Yep, 540 away from the low of the day. There it is. Okay, 540. Okay. Dave, the Mac guy. My stink bids this AM on GameStop were too stinky, but I'm a patient guy, and that's the key. Put your stink bid in and wait. Cross your arms and just. I'm not in a hurry. You're coming to me. You are coming down to me. Definitely, you're coming my way. I'm not chasing you, man. You're coming to me. I got the cash. Arms folded, says Bobby Atkinson to Dave. You're folding your arms, man. You're not budging. You're not budging on this puppy at all. 161.93 just dropped down again. Interesting. Matterport 854 up 30, backing off a bit. ME 401 just a little dip. Spire 207 up 3. ATIP up 5 cents to 198. Smart Rent 546 up 28, still, but not at the high today, but hanging on. Sixter up 19 to 1251, a little lower. Pfizer down 82 cents to 50.75. The slippage continues on Pfizer. And those of you out there who have written calls on Pfizer, if any of you have in the money calls on Pfizer, like 48s or 49s, you might want to look at writing 50s or 51s a few weeks further out, kind of move up a little bit. Those of you who have $50 Pfizers, let the stock continue to depreciate as one move. Another one is to write 50 or 51s a few weeks further out to bring in more cash from out of the money call options. Make sure you can bring in more cash to be paid for your patience here. Anyway, there you go. You know what, Dave the Mac guy? Exactly. I almost got burned on GameStop puts Thursday and Friday, but just waited her out. Still closed up 10%. There you go. Aspire stretching their legs a little bit. Nice to hear, see, and let's hope that is even better. Aspire 207. Let's go, Aspire. 207, baby. Up 3. Let's go. Let's go. 348,000 volume. We need Aspire to hit 250, 270 and start making a run for $3. We don't like the $2 neighborhood. Uncle Bruce or you all would SoFi 962 be a stink bid? Well, to buy that would be a stink bid to buy 962. Sure would be. You never know. You might get it. You might not. GameStop 162.10. 162.10 here on GameStop. We're up 13 on the Dow. Okay, go under 950, says Bobby. Go under 950. There's always those looking for those bids. What can I say? AMC down 62 to 22.68. GameStop 162.39 down 261 right now. 162.18 falling again. Well, we'll see. All right. Okay, everybody. I'm going to catch you this afternoon here at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We'll follow these markets together from here to there, and let's take a look at these markets this afternoon. See where we're at. But do not be surprised if GameStop does a dip. If you are trying to buy back calls on GameStop, put in stink bids really cheap. Think about what would the stink bid be if GameStop hit 150 a share. What would your contract trade for if the stock gave up $10 or $12 a share? And that's where you want to put your bids in at. So if you have a 150 contract and you're thinking of buying it back because it's come down, well, take a look at the contract that's $10 further out. See how low it's trading. That'll give you an idea what your contract will do if the stock drops a $10 bill from here. And then put in a stink bid down there and see if you get lucky. You never know. GameStop has the ability of going up or down $20 in 5 minutes for no reason whatsoever. So be prepared with stink bids in case you get lucky. Sometimes if you're a writer, you're looking to write at a premium price. If you're a buyer, you're buying back a call, you're looking to buy at a stink bid price. So work it. All right. Rest up, Uncle B. Thank you, guys. Have a good day, y'all. Thanks for a great show, everybody. Later, Bagel Heads. We'll catch you this afternoon, folks. 3 o'clock Eastern time as we grind our way through these quiet hours. Let's see what brings us with an hour to go. I'll see you this afternoon. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.